Hey guys, it's us again, me and Tash. And we're
Yeah,
back again with another Movie Magic and Gaming Gurus live chat. This is number 5.
it's
And
our first month. It's our first month anniversary.
you guys, our first month anniversary. And before we get started, I just want to say I've been suffering from a bit of bronchitis. So if my voice is like it is now, I apologise and please bear with me. But
We can all joke
hopefully,
about how we do Kathleen Turner.
oh,
Kathleen Turner, she's got that rough voice, hasn't she?
oh no. Oh, yeah. See, that's my job. I go to nightclubs and I sing.
At the weekends, you're getting out of that.
Yes, there we go. That's going to explain it all. What Tash just said explained everything I've been doing. So, yeah, I've got a bit of a weird voice, so excuse me if I end up coughing a bit and so forth. I just want to put that out there, and that's why I haven't done many videos of late, because I'm trying to heal my voice first. Because I did try doing a couple, and what happened was it ended up me going like this, so, so I don't want to do that, because it's, I don't want people thinking I'm
No.
vomiting on the screen. So. Sure, people would love to see
Unless
that.
it's
To
a
get
bad
me a
movie.
whole,
Unless it's a bad movie.
it's what would get me a viral video.
Yeah, yeah. Listen to this person talk.
But anyway, how you doing, Tash?
I'm doing good. I am eating my dinner, so I'm making Malcolm jealous with product placement.
With
I'm
your mint
making
milk,
Malcolm jealous with my milkshake. So, uh,
with your mint milkshake.
yeah, well, my mint milkshake. But yeah,
No,
no, it's
no.
just getting Christmas decorations up today. So
You got them up.
not all of them, just a couple.
Oh, when do you take them down?
Uh, second week of January, end of the first week.
Okay, well, Don normally takes hers down about just after my birthday, which is the 3rd. So
Right,
that's
yeah.
no, because apparently if you keep, there's some people keep the decorations up all the way through the year.
I know. You know what? That blows my mind that people do that because you're supposed to. It's the 12 days of Christmas rule. You're supposed to not do it any later than the 12th day after Christmas. But yeah, these people that do it all year. I mean, that's just insane.
Uh,
It takes. I mean, I'm bored of them after a couple of weeks.
Apparently, it's bad luck, isn't it? You get bad luck if you have it past the 12 days.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you been up to
Have you
anything?
had yours up since the start of December?
You been up to anything else in the week?
No, not really. So.
Okay, well, I've been in bed. Uh, not for the right reasons, mind you.
No, not for the reasons that you
Uh,
want, but
not for the reasons I want, but for the reasons I have to be. I've had this feeling,
yeah,
having the bronchitis, but you know that phlegm in your throat.
yeah, when it
I constantly
catches,
feel like, it's constantly feel like I'm choking.
yeah.
Um, but I've been well prepared. All this, 2 glasses of water,
Oh wow,
right, and a herbal tea. So I was
nice.
prepared.
I know Donna's been filling you with that, hasn't she? For
She has. She's been filling me up with that. So, what else have I been up to? I've been watching some stuff, not movie wise, just some shows because I've not been able to review.
no.
So, I started watching Chicago PD.
Oh, you did. What do you think?
Yeah. I watched the first episode and I thought it was the biggest boring thing I'd ever seen.
Hmm.
I was bored witless because all I kept thinking is, when's this guy going to do the wrong thing?
Yeah.
When's this guy going to threaten the criminal? When's this going to happen? You know,
Yeah. When's he going to
when's
do something really bad out of line?
yeah. Because I didn't think him threatening his son and then getting him driving somewhere was scary.
Yeah.
But then the second episode happened after one of their sons got kidnapped, and I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
But the problem with the DVD is the DVD screams cheap. It's got really soft tones in it.
All right. Yeah.
Like this is why I like HD because that wouldn't happen in HD. It doesn't look cheap and tacky in the filmmaking. It probably looked
No.
better on TV than it did on the DVD.
Well, I watch it on 5 HD, so it is obviously better quality. But you've only got the DVD then, was it not put out on? Blu-ray.
Yeah, it wasn't put out on Blu-ray. It's only on DVD. So a
Yeah.
$5 DVD.
That was your $5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I
And
forgot that was DVD. Black Friday deals.
I gotta admit though, I'm really happy. I'm really happy I got it for $5 because,
You can't complain. Well, because you didn't know the show, it's nice to check it out for $5 because then maybe in the future you'll probably upgrade to Blu-ray or whatever.
well, the problem is America for some reason doesn't upgrade their Chicago Fires and all this to Blu-ray. They only have them on the DVD, where England has them on Blu-ray, which I think is a big pile of crap. You know,
Stupid, yeah.
just open the YouTube window while I think about it. I just forget
Yeah.
to do that, you know. And then I remember after, and I'm like, why did I do it after?
Yeah. I always love
I'm
the
like,
delay on YouTube.
yeah, the delay on YouTube is quite funny because if you watch the delay, it's actually quite interesting. Because sometimes
I
it's
love when I've been commenting and you're like reacting like a minute later kind of thing.
it is strange. Where are we? Live events, okay. Oh, there you are. You're on the screen.
Hey!
Hey. So okay, no comments.
Hello, YouTube!
I was going to say
Yeah,
to
I've
you,
had yeah, you were saying about the Chicago PD and not upscaling to Blu-ray.
yeah. So the problem is, I just think the video looks too soft. It looks like cheap camera thing because of how the DVD looks. Now I like the characters.
Yeah.
I like this joke where they keep asking where one of the characters is, and he's always there, and he just goes, "Hey," and it's like they're like, "How did he get there?"
Yeah.
You know, and it is getting interesting. Like he asked why this dealer, this big dealer, you know, from the hood with this really stupid hat on. The hat was like this, right? It wasn't a Christmas hat, but it was like this on his head, like, you know, like where it won't even look right, like. And you're like, yeah, mate, I won't take you seriously, right? So
it cracks me up. Like I say, it cracks me up. Casey Jones being in it out of Turtles movies. So
it is weird. That is strange. I've got to be honest. It's so weird seeing these people.
Yeah.
You know, but there's this bit where him and the other guy, they get this dealer and they take him to a place and they threaten him and he punches him and everything. I was like, I really like this. But there's a part that reminds me of the Shield. There's a big part that reminds me of the Shield.
Yeah.
You know, with the whole, we're our own unit and all this other stuff.
Yeah. I like the two like rookie cops, the street cops. I can't remember if they were in season 1. The black guy and the young woman.
Oh, you talking about in this?
In Chicago PD. Sorry, I got.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the normal police officers.
Yeah.
I haven't got their names yet. That's how bad they've been.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I do like them. I think they're a highlight of the show.
Hmm.
You know, there's some good comedy in the show. I just can't understand half what the main character says. You know, what do you call it? The tough one.
Yeah.
Like, every time he's on the screen, I put the subtitles on.
He talks very deep, but like really gravelly, and you're like,
yeah. Because he talks like this.
Yeah. I'm bad.
This is master. Oh, master this. You know, and you're just like, and you're like, he was in prison. What?
Yeah.
So.
Are you getting feedback? I'm getting feedback again. I'm getting.
Are you getting feedback? Because I'm not getting feedback.
Oh, you're not. Oh.
No. Let's have a look. Is it Google playing up again? Is it Google playing up again?
Probably. I don't know.
What about now? You still getting feedback?
No.
All right. I'll say a sentence. If you get feedback, tell me. All right?
Yeah.
The wind is in the air.
Hand just in case.
The wind is in the air. The cats are flying by. The pigs are on the floor, rolling in mud. Did that have any feedback?
Not that I heard, and I can't hear myself now. So.
Okay.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just thought I'll pick up something that lasts a little while, and There we go. I I would say this as well. While I think of it, I ordered the Nerd Block. Now the two shirts in.
Oh yeah, what were they? Did you get them?
No, it hasn't been shipped yet.
Oh, okay.
But I thought myself, you know what? 32.99 for two shirts. I don't really mind. That's what I buy them for anyway. So I was like, I'll get the two of them. Whatever's in it's in it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping for some actual good ones this time.
Yeah, that's the only thing with those kind of things. It's always hit and miss. You never know what you're going to get, and if you're paying for it, it's you don't mind when it's cheap. But
Yeah.
I just wasn't. Like I say, I unsubscribed because I was just not impressed. The last couple would really peeved me off, so I was just like, it's not worth wasting money on it anymore. So
Well, I'm gonna unsubscribe after I get it because all I care about is the shirts.
yeah,
I
you might
get
as well just go to Shirt Punch and buy them though.
but the problem with that is it's not the same. I like getting like mystery ones, you know. I went on Shirt Punch. There's four I really wanted, and I picked them up. Right, they had a One Piece one,
Yeah.
they had a Way of the Samurai one, they had a Power Rangers one, and they had a Doctor Who one, and it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
$10 each. I was like, yeah. Put my size in, 13.50 each. Okay, not
Yeah,
bad.
they had like an extra $2 for the larger sizes. It's
Right, not too bad. Right.
yeah.
Then I go to ship it, it's like 20 odd dollars. And I'm
Really?
like, yeah, and I'm like, I'll stick with Nerve Block and that and just get them to come in the post. You know, at the end of the day, I don't wear them outside, I wear them indoors. When I'm outside, I've got a big red spot there.
Ooh, that does look a bit.
Ugh. Anyway, um, you know, I wear them indoors anyway because when I'm out with Donna, she likes me to try and dress more conservatively, you know.
Oh, right, yeah.
Uh,
All stuff.
Not like an Essex, not like an East End gangster bloke and talking like this. I'm gonna get you. You
He
never
just
stop
he
me.
just wants to go out with a tough-looking guy, you know.
Yeah, that's why she cut my hair so short because now I look like a hooligan, don't I?
You look like a skinhead. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, let's go on. Let's go on with some shows. And now I'll put some down. If you've seen them, then we'll talk about them. If not, we'll move on. If you know we both haven't, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, we can't mention TV shows without mentioning Game of Thrones.
Oh no.
Uh,
Yeah.
Now we've got to try and be non-spoilers on this because I know
Yeah.
some people
We
haven't
won't
seen
talk
it.
about important things, but
So
yeah.
first of all, I'm going to tell everybody some of the main characters die. All right.
Yeah.
There
A
you go.
lot. Yeah. Never get attached to any characters because sooner or later they will die.
There's people dying. There's some nude scenes and some sex scenes. People say it's over the top. I don't actually think so.
Yeah, my mate Donna, she's like, oh, I don't watch that because it's got too much nudity and stuff in. I'm like, really? And then I showed my mate Jane, and you know, she's like she's really, she's not too picky, but she watched it and she was like, I'm waiting for the filth and that, and she was like, I'm not really, you know, nothing was blowing her mind. Oh, it really kind of surprised me, but
I mean, compared to Rome, it hasn't got that much sex in it.
no, exactly.
You know, and what people forget is for that time or in that world, you get people walking around nude because that was kind of like the time.
Yeah, exactly. I love the storytelling in it, and some of the set pieces are amazing. And you know, you can't go wrong with actors like Charles Dance and that.
Charles Dance is great. I love. Do you know what? Having him as Father Lannister is probably one of the best choices
Yeah,
because he looks like that's our father. What would be really harsh, especially on Tyrion.
yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
know, like you're not everything I wanted, that kind of thing. You know, as with Jamie Lannister, he's like the golden boy,
Yeah,
even
I like
though
the way that you know everybody sees though Jamie as this evil guy, and what I always loved about Jamie is that he does stick up for his little bro, you know, for his brother and that.
yeah,
And you know, whereas everybody else in the Lannister family hates Tyrion, you know, Jamie will stand up for his brother, and you know, you get why he did. You know, he's known as a Kingslayer and all that. That's not a spoiler. That's a basic. You know, um, and you get why he did it, and you can't. It's annoying sometimes because you want to see him as this sleazeball, and especially in the first season or two, he is that sleazeball. But certainly season 3 onwards, they start to show you to make you feel more sympathetic, and you're like, oh, I want to feel him as a sleazeball. You're making me feel sympathetic towards him.
This is the thing, like his relationship with the female warrior.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brienne.
That's it. I can never remember her name. There's so many characters.
Brienne of Tar.
If I forget some names, I haven't watched it in a while. I haven't seen season 4 yet. I'm waiting for the Blu-ray because I don't want to watch it on TV. But his relationship with that woman is amazing because I think in that whole relationship you can see he's actually quite a good guy deep down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's the thing. Jamie Lannister's probably one of my favourite characters because he's got such a deep personality, whether he's bad or good. But it's really hard to tell how you can feel about him. You know.
And that's a lot of the things with most of the people in the show. You know, they're supposed to be the good guys, but there's normally something that they have to do bad. You know, there's no black and white. There's a lot of grey area for a lot of the characters.
Yeah. Oh, Alex says, hi, guys.
Oh, hi, Alex.
And Alex says, the hair. Well, I'm guessing it's about your hair. Because
no, it's not about yours. Well, you got none.
Yeah. Well, you know, to just mention the hair, I told Donna to shave my hair off a little bit so it was shorter. And it ended up being extremely short. But then we could also say I'm going for a midlife crisis. So, whatever, you know. The hair's gone a bit boom. So.
Yeah.
You know, going back to the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
One of my favourite things about it is I love the Stark family. Right?
Yeah.
I love the way they were. I love his relationship with King Robert.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to admit, it's one of those shows where you build with cases. Even the Telltale game, which has come out.
Yeah, I haven't got around to playing that yet.
You build relationships with characters, and you don't know whether or not they're going to live or die. And if they do live, you're like, and if they die, you're like, you know, it's like, wow. You know, this is one of those shows that's come from a book, or books, I should say.
Book series, yeah.
But really, really was worth the time to make because it keeps you on the edge constantly. If you don't read spoilers, you don't know who's going to live, who's going to die. You don't know where it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's like, what's his name? Cryogo?
Who?
Oh, the warrior. The guy who was with, is it Venesis?
Daenerys. You mean Jorah? Yeah.
Jorah, yeah. Jorah, I was like, I love this guy. This guy's awesome. And then what happens to him is just shocking because you're like, really?
Oh no, sorry. You mean the warrior? Yeah. So Drogo, Khal Drogo.
You're like, really? This really happened?
Yeah.
I can't believe this is what happened.
My favourite of his moments is definitely when he does the golden crown. When he pours the molten crown over, we won't say, but
where he goes, you want your crown?
Yeah.
And he does it. It's like bloody hell. You know, but the guy did deserve it. But yeah, overall it's fantastic series.
Yeah, I love it, and you know what? It always makes me sad that it takes so long for it to come. You know, because it doesn't start again until like April, and then it's only on for like 6 weeks. You know, it's only like 6 episodes long each season, and then it takes them a whole year to film it.
It's 10. It's 10 episodes.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, it's short. You know, it's over really quickly, and it's like I say, then you're waiting until the following April for it to start again, and it's just like.
Well, apparently, it's been commissioned for 2 more seasons to season 6.
Yeah.
And then apparently they want to make a movie. And I have to be honest, I don't agree with a movie being made. I'd rather have a 7th season with that ending because I don't think you can have a movie really take out everything you need.
Well, as far as I know, George R.R. Martin hasn't written the final book yet. and that is a thing. But that's what I love about this series is that you can do. You can be. We're going to have another Shadow cameo.
We've got a special guest.
You know, what they do in the series stays true to the books, whereas a movie would not be able to keep everything. You know, I feel that's how we get to learn the characters and stuff like that. Whereas if it's in a movie, I don't think it would work as well.
So this is exactly it. You know, most of the episodes are an hour or an hour and 5 minutes or so. Paul.
Yeah.
If you put in a movie, the max they're going to do in a movie is probably 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that would work if we had a season and it ended things. But to make it look awkward on the shelf, 6 seasons in those beautiful box sets and one movie.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, but the only, like you say, the thing is if the movie was like a season finale, you know, like a series finale, complete end, bookend the TV show, then yeah, but like you say, and as well, if you're collecting all the TV show box sets and then you're just like a movie, it's like okay.
Yeah, I would rather it was like a 6-episode season or something.
Yeah.
If they wanted to do it. Because a bit like how they do Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the idea of having a movie on the side. I want the series. A series needs to stay within a series. If they'd have made The Sopranos into a movie, as much as people would have loved that, it would take away from the series view, you know?
Yeah.
So
well, that's my problem with Firefly. You get Firefly and then you have to have Serenity on the side, and it's like, but hang on, I have my TV box set separate from my movie box sets, you know, movies. So Serenity on the movie shelf and then Firefly separate. They haven't put the movie in the box set, kind of thing.
Now, talk about Firefly, because that was a series. I've never seen Firefly, and I know you're a big fan of Firefly.
Yeah.
Now, is it true what I heard, because I own Serenity, but I haven't seen it, is it true that they campaigned and got the film made, and then the film was terrible?
The film is not terrible. The film is surprisingly good. I think it caters to. I saw the movie before I actually saw Firefly.
Ah, okay.
And it caters well to people that don't know the series.
Yeah.
The movie was made because there was a huge campaign to bring it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know, I was always under the impression it was well received, Serenity. So I don't know. I have heard Firefly is one of those hit and miss shows. I know my mate Donna doesn't like Firefly. She couldn't get into it. So it does seem to be one of those ones that some people.
It's one of those shows I wanted to pick up on Blu-ray for ages.
Yeah.
But I've never got around to it. It's been $12.99, and I've been like, I do want to see it, and I'm like, it was a cancelled show, and I'm like, do I really want to pay $12.99 for a 13-episode cancelled show? Not that I don't think it's good. It's just I'm like, I'd rather pay $6.
Yeah.
You know, because I've heard so many good things, man. I like Nathan Fillion, and that seems to be the one thing he's most known for, other than bloody Castle.
Yeah, or Buffy, yeah.
I mean, he's known for Buffy as well, but I mean, he seems to be more known for Firefly. If you mention him, they go, oh, Firefly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I remember that it had the one who played Jasmine in Angel in it and all.
Yeah.
And
and
it's got
Jill State, she was in stuff like Stargate Atlantis and that, so...
My cousin went to see her at Comic-Con because he went, I don't know who the hell she is, but she's hot, Malk. And I'm going to go see her. And I'm sitting there going...
I met her before I'd seen Firefly, so I only knew her from a couple of things, you know.
But yeah, it's one of the shows I want to pick up, and I want to see, but I'm waiting for it to be $6-8.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you should spend a lot on a cancelled show. If there's only one season, it's half a season, technically.
Yeah, it is.
Even though now half a season really isn't half a season, unless it's like 6 episodes now.
I know, when you think, you know, back in the day, you know, like you say, you'd have the first 13 episodes and then they had that thing where, you know, being picked up for the back 8 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you don't have that now because, as we said, stuff like the cable stuff on HBO and all that, they have 10, 12 episodes and that's it.
And it's so annoying because you end up feeling like you've lost steam and momentum.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Arrow, Gotham, even though I haven't seen Gotham or The
Yeah.
Flash yet. That's what I like about it. They're all like 20-odd episode shows. They're like old
Yeah.
school now. It's like, well, I'm going to watch some retro, old school 22 episode shows.
Yeah. You'd have your 6 months of TV entertainment, and then you have your off time, and then you're back in the fall or whatever,
You'd be like this, wouldn't you? You'd be like, oh, I've got my 6 months. Oh, cliffhanger. Oh, how much do I have to wait? Then you have to wait 3-4 months. Now,
Yeah.
I have to wait a whole year to watch another 13 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. And thank God I don't watch it on TV because I get infuriated every year when they do that. Like 8 episodes in cut.
I hate mid-season breaks. I hate it. Sounds so lazy. It's like, oh, we can't do it for this long. And I think, what I told my mate Donna about? I said to my mate Donna, I said, I hate mid-season breaks, especially The Walking Dead, because like you say, they're on for 8 episodes, and then you have Christmas, and then it comes back on like in February.
Yeah.
And I said, it's stupid. I said, because I want to sit down. I feel like I've lost momentum, or like I'm getting 2 seasons, or so. I don't feel like there's a proper. And also, it feels forced because they have this whole mid-season finale, which feels like it should have been left until the end of the complete season kind of thing. So it feels really hammed up. Like you can't just have like, oh, we're going to take a break for Christmas kind of thing. It's like we must do this big thing to finish the mid-season point.
Yeah.
Which is stupid if you're watching them on DVD or Blu-ray. If you're watching them straight through and you get this dramatic point in the middle and you're like, oh wait, this is because other people were coming back to it. Like I say, I was showing my mate Jane. And there was a big thing at the Woodbury when Daryl, I'm trying not to do spoilers, but when Daryl was captured, and they had the face-off with Merle, and I was just like, you got to bear in mind, she was about to watch the next episode, and I was like, you got to bear in mind, I had to wait 4 months for this to come back. She didn't have the same impact kind of thing, but I was explaining to Donna, and she said, yeah, but you got to bear in mind, we used to get, in England, obviously, the BBC and that, they would take a year to show what was used to be on America a lot sooner. And she was like, oh, that's because, we get it literally like the day after or a couple of days after. So we're experiencing the same mid-seasons that the States are having.
I mean, me personally, I'm glad they don't release them in the box sets, like the mid-seasons worth.
Oh, like half set kind of thing.
Yeah, because that's what they do normally nowadays. Like they used to do half seasons of Supernatural and stuff like that.
Well, as I said, I used to get my West Wing half seasons.
Yeah. And they do the same with Doctor Who. And I sit there and I'm like, what idiot is going to buy these?
Yeah.
Right? Think about it, there's a lot of people that do, and it's their choice. But in my mind, it's like, who's going to buy half a season? Why wouldn't you just wait for a
Doctor Who is a stupid one to release in half seasons because it's only 12 episodes long the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, at Doctor Who, you could get 6 episodes or 7 episodes, then you get the other 6 episodes, whatever it was. And I used to be like, why would anyone buy these? Supernatural was like 22 episodes, so you get 11 episodes on each part. And I was like, but technically you're paying more by buying them in halves than you would if you bought it together.
Yeah.
So I used to just sit there going, I don't know why people do this. I mean, I did it with Mad Men on Blu-ray because that came out first part, but it's a Blu-ray and it was $10. It wasn't like it was $30, which it was normally.
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Californication.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Well, first of all, before Tash gets into this, I just want to say, Tash is eye candy. David Duchovny is in this show, so she's going to have a very biased opinion. There we go. I'm going to start right there.
Not quite, but yeah. I don't like his hair. I hate his hair in Californication because he's gone for that whole like middle-aged man, dredged homeless man kind of look.
He does actually. I have to admit, I've watched the whole series.
Yeah.
And I watched Series 7 quite recently, which
All right.
is the final season.
Yeah.
And I watched the whole series through, and I'll give a little overview of my view of it, and then if you want to, Tash, you can as well.
Hmm.
My whole view of it is the first season is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
There's some great scenes in the first season. As soon as I watched it, I was like, am I going to like this? It's about like a book writer, you know, I'm not going to like this. This sounds boring, right? Picked it up for £2 in CEX, put it in, watched the whole first season in a day.
Yeah.
Was
It's
hooked.
only like 6 episodes. So.
Loved Hank Moody. Thought he was great. Loved his relationship with his daughter. Loved they like punching people in the balls.
Yeah.
Loved Evan Tanner, who plays Wrinkle. What's his first name? Anyway, I loved the characters in it. Then it got to about series 5,
Yeah.
and then it started going really downhill.
Yeah.
And I stayed with it every season. I hated the RZA season. I hated the rock and roll season, and I hated the last season where he was like writing scripts for a TV show. It was just absolutely horrendous because it felt like they took away the main reason we like Hank Moody.
Yeah.
And they made him into a bigger piece of crap than he actually was.
Yeah.
And it just annoyed me because I liked the character the way he was, you know?
Yeah. This is to surprise you. I actually haven't seen beyond season 2.
What?
Full like watching full episodes.
Yeah.
And the reason is because they stopped showing it in the UK.
Oh.
It used to air on 5US. And they in the same way that Breaking Bad. But they stopped showing it for I don't know if it was a rights issue or whatever, but they stopped showing it. And I was going to pick it up on DVD, and the thing is I was still, with the X-Files fandom and, like seeing all the spoilers and all that stuff. So I knew what was going on, and I'd see clips, and I just never got around to, because I thought the DVDs were extortionately priced. But I did see the downward turn, and like you, I loved season 1. I loved the character. I thought it was so different to what we had on TV, especially at that time.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of completely desensitized with, like we say, stuff like Game of Thrones and that. We're just like, there's not much in this, But a lot of people are trying for that shock factor now, and it's just like, yeah, whatever, we've seen it, But I love what Californication did at its time, and the first and second seasons were quite good. And I did like the fact that you had this flawed character.
Yeah.
But I don't know, they just lost complete momentum with it. And after a while, they lost their way, and they were trying to do different stuff, and it was like, this isn't working. And unfortunately, they started out with this good idea that didn't have any life, a long life to it, because after a while, people get sick of that, kind of like, in a way, like with stuff like in other shows, certain aspects very quickly get tiring. Like, I could say the X-Files and say Scully not believing what she sees. After so long, you just go, why the fuck, kind of.
Well,
and that was the thing with Hank. There was only so long he could be this, like, repentful, kind of reject.
My view was that Hank, we've got some comments which I'm going to read in a minute. To me, Hank went from being this amazing guy to watch because he had his big flaws, he had his problems, but you could tell he loved his daughter,
Karen, and he loved
Karen. But then even as it was, you feel like, does he really care about him? It's like a parody of himself, and not being how the character was. And you find that, like you said, in other seasons later on, they changed the characters. Okay.
Well, they had that whole thing with, this son just turned up in the final.
That's terrible. Nothing happened there.
And even, like you say, Evan Handler's character and Marcy and stuff, they became jokes of them, parodies, and it was like.
Okay, so let's read these comments.
Yeah.
We've got Kelly who says, "Hi guys, Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
We've got Chris, the Film Game Junkies. Hi, guys. How are you both? Well, I'm doing good.
Doing great. Thanks for watching.
Oh, thanks for watching. Then we've got Alex saying, you both look very happy. Sorry I haven't commented late. You've been really busy. College is busy.
Yeah, college, the joys of college. I hope you're
No.
winding down for Christmas.
What's that?
I said, I hope he's winding down for Christmas.
I thought you said, don't worry about buying me stuff for Christmas.
No, completely buy me stuff for Christmas. No.
I was like, what? I was like, that's a bit out there. Alex says, Malcolm, have you bought the Housemaid from Plain Archive? By the way, I'm loving you within, even considering its faults. I haven't bought the Housemaid yet. I want to. I just haven't. I want to buy the other one, but came out with it as well, which I wish I knew the name of, but I keep bloody forgetting. I think it's because of Mill. Jamie has become a lot more likeable in the last few seasons.
Yeah.
Well, considering there's been 4 seasons, the last 2 seasons, it's like what, 3 out of 4? So
No,
yeah,
but as I said, though, it has been the last couple. You know, the first 2, he's like, and at the end of season 2, he's starting to become a little more nicer. But yeah, season 3 and 4, especially 4, you definitely see, especially 4 particularly, he's a lot better.
he is.
Nicer.
Yes. And Last Avenger 5 says, "Where's Malcolm?" Well, you know,
He's looking for the epic beard. Instead, we got
he's disappeared. He's gone on vacation. You've got me instead.
you've got like the
You've
this is
got
the
me.
teenage version.
He's baldish like twin clone, whatever you want to call me.
We got the teenager version
You
instead.
know, the teenage version. I should put on the cap and go like this. What's up, dudes? Yeah. Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep them coming.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks all for watching.
Yeah. So yeah, I just didn't want people to feel left out because it's so easy to get people on YouTube, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So where were we? Californication.
Californication. Yeah.
So Californication to me, it's like the daughter. I always find the daughter to be really weird.
She's really weird.
Like all of a sudden, in what is it, 6 season? I'm going to go and move with my boyfriend and leave for the whole season 7, then come back at the end, find out I've got a brother, and go mental. And you're like, yeah, not good.
I love her in season 1, but at the same time, you know, the way she talks back to her elders, you're just like, dude.
I remember thinking if that was my daughter, she'd be out over my knee.
Yeah, I was going to say, slap the shit out of her.
Oh, I can't believe it. It was awful. And Karen, I never liked the character of Karen.
Yeah. She's so, you know what, she doesn't, you know, like the first season as well, you know, she's going to get married and then she's like, actually, no, I still love Hank. But, you know, it's just like, oh, for goodness sakes, woman, she's most, you know what, she deserves all the messing around that she gets. Because and like I say, I know stuff goes on in the later seasons, but I don't know enough to comment on what she's up to.
And the bloke from Chicago PD, the main guy, is actually in Californication.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays one of her boyfriends.
Who
Who likes getting frisky.
Yeah. No, she deserves everything that happens to her, because seriously, she messes with Hank, and, you know, what annoys me, though, about Hank is, you know, he's, oh, I love Karen, this, that, and the other. She turns him down, and he just goes sleeps with the soonest you know, because...
My DVD review says, I'm watching good show, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah, Californication, overall, it's a good show, but it's one of the shows where I don't think it was meant to last more than 4 seasons.
No, exactly. It was very much of its time as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's get the next one. Okay, Sex and the City.
Never got into that.
You never got into it? I've got every season.
Really?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, this could get me in trouble, wouldn't it? I watched it when I was in England, and then I bought it when I moved to America because I'm a big fan of the show. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. People are going to go, why? Why do you watch this?
You just like looking at the women. You just like looking at...
Actually, it's nothing to do with women. I like the blokes in it. That makes me sound even worse.
Because I know you got
like the blokes in it.
Mr. Big and stuff, haven't you, in it? So,
I know Mr. Big, and I liked Adrian.
Yeah.
and to me, they're the characters that make the show. Yeah, I like watching the storylines of the women in it,
Yeah.
but I never really fancied any of them. You know, I
No.
found it more interesting to watch than anything. The sixth season, appalling, but the rest of it, it's good. The two movies, I didn't mind the first one. The second
I was
one,
going to ask if you've seen the movies.
you know. But yeah, I enjoyed the show overall. Mr. Big, played by Chris Noth, was one of my favourite
Yeah.
characters. And whenever he would be on the show, I'd basically be jumping up and down with joy and happy. Because,
He was quite hot.
well, I'm not going to say that, but
No, you're not going to do that, but I am.
but I did like just the development between them all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the show. Okay.
I enjoy a lot of Kim Cattrall's characters. She puts a
Yeah.
lot into them sometimes.
I did like the whole her being basically sleeping around with everybody. I didn't like that.
No.
And I like the relationship between Miranda and Steve.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. But I watched it in years. But yeah, it was a good show to me.
I just never, you know what, it was just kind of like Ally McBeal. It was just never that kind of show. I just never tuned in for it. I see the odd episode now and then, but...
Well, you know what I'm like. If I see something cheap, I pick it up and watch it.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened with that. I was at a boot sale, and the person was selling them all for £3. So I picked them all up and just went, oh, I'll give it a watch. And I was just talking about it, was watching it continuously. Okay. Desperate Housewives.
Never watched that.
You know what?
Sorry. Was that another series that you picked up cheap?
Yeah, I love that series. Do you know what? I love how stupid it is.
Yeah.
Now, I've only watched the first 4 seasons. It's one of the most silliest shows I've ever seen in my life. But it's so much fun to watch. I nearly watched the last 4, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
It's got Carrie Hatcher in that, isn't it? So.
Yeah. It's really silly because it's all about them on the same street, isn't it? It reminds me a lot of EastEnders.
Yeah, it's like a soap,
but very Americanized, and it's so silly. Like our one bloke turns out to be this guy who was hunting this person, and then there's this pharmacist who's a killer, and you're like, yeah, this is something my granny would watch.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. So Heartbeat.
Oh God, yeah. I've seen that since I haven't watched it in ages, but I grew up. I saw it from the beginning, like Nick Berry days. And again, that's one of those things that outstayed its welcome in a way. You know, like it took this good idea, and unfortunately, you know, they had stuff happen in that, but because they had to stay in the 60s.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't progress anywhere, you know, kind of thing. It was like all this time. We're talking about a show that went on for over 10 years or something. And,
I think it was like 18 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
It was always
I loved watching it beyond season 10, I think, and then I just got tired of it. It just got really silly.
Well, you know, I watched some of it. I've never watched all of it. No. I remember watching the Nick Berry ones as a kid with my mum.
Yeah.
And I remember it going on and on and on. And I remember after Nick Berry left, it still worked pretty well.
Yeah.
But
you still had a lot of the other characters still there in it.
Yeah, it worked and it was doing all right, and it was like great, right?
Yeah.
But what I didn't like was when they made, I think it was the chief of the station, they made him work in a post
in the pub.
Oh, that's it, in the pub. And I was sitting there like, why the hell would he work in the pub? Right?
Yeah.
And then you had this really old copper who was in the beginning going around solving crimes with the new guy, and you're like, he'd be retired by now because he was like 75 years old. Going,
because you had like Venturous and that were like really old, you know, the ones that were smoking, you know, the guy that smoked a lot and stuff. It wasn't right after it didn't have Greengrass in it anymore. So.
What was the spin-off they did from it?
I can't remember because I think it was centred around Greengrass, weren't it? I can't think.
Because there was one where they did a hospital one as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't remember what it was. I remember it's right there. I know what it is. I just can't remember what it's called.
You wait. You'll think of it. It'll be on the tip of your.
Halfway through the chat, I'll probably just shout out randomly.
I'm looking now, so.
Because the hospital one, to me, that was okay, but it didn't work. It wasn't the same. It just didn't feel great. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what it is.
Oh, nothing's coming. I don't think it's any of those. I'll just Google. If anybody that's watching knows.
Royal.
Oh, the Royal, yeah.
It was the Royal.
Yeah.
You know, I only watched some of that. I didn't like it.
I didn't watch it. My mum watched it.
I didn't like it. But yeah, Heartbreak was alright. But it was one of those shows, again, it was stuck in the same little area. And for like 18 seasons, it felt like it just stayed in the 60s.
Well, you know, it was one of those kind of shows as well, where, like you say, it was set in the same village. And it was kind of like Midsummer Murders, where you start to go, maybe you shouldn't live there with all the crime that's going on in this tiny village. It's like...
Yeah. Talk about that. Midsummer Murders has reached its 100-odd episode.
Yeah.
And you're like, so there's been 100-odd cases of people killing people in the same town, the same village. We need to leave, you know. But if you realise, you'll see there's hardly anybody in there, right, who isn't like posh, right?
Yeah.
So all the smart people have left.
Yeah.
It's just like bloody hell, you know.
Alex asked if you were James in disguise with your bald head.
No.
No, not that.
I'm not. If I was, I'd have my glasses on, wouldn't I?
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, look.
Anyway, yeah, no, sorry.
So,
You got to look bored.
okay, hold on.
Yeah. So if I talk about anyway, so yeah, no, that was the thing.
I'm just making the thumb now. Okay, enough of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was I liked Heartbeat, but I just preferred it back in the day. That makes me sound so old, but I just, again, like you said, it was one of those shows that went nowhere.
I have to admit, it's one of those shows that you watch as a kid, you watch younger, and you enjoy it. Now you're like, why did I like it so much? It hasn't got the same charm. Don't get me wrong, Nick Berry going off to be a Mountie was one of the most controversial things I'd ever heard when I was a kid. It was like, he's going to become a man who wears a red outfit and looks like a strawberry. That was all I kept thinking.
Did you ever watch Due South?
I did.
I love Due South.
I own the series on DVD.
Oh, I want to get it on DVD.
Guess how much it cost me for the whole series? 11 discs. The whole complete series. Guess how much?
Knowing you, probably like $5 or something.
No, $3.
No way.
Yes, I bought it from Buy and Sell for $3.
That's amazing. I'd love to get Due South on DVD. That was a good show.
Due South is a great show. Him and his buddy.
And he was quite hot again. So.
I used to love that show. I loved that. It was so exciting watching it every week.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was just going to say as well, Casualty suffers from the heartbeat syndrome as well, because like you say, there's only so many times you can watch somebody be injured. And they've turned Casualty into a soap opera anyway, but...
I'll talk about Casualty. I grew up on Casualty. Me and my mum used to sit down every week and watch Casualty. Yeah.
Every Saturday it was on and you'd watch it.
And this was when it was good, when it had blood pouring out of someone's leg. Now you don't even get that.
No, exactly.
And I used to sit there, I remember watching one quite recently, going, there's no blood, I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Because I used to like the whole blood aspect in the show.
Yeah.
You know, but that's because they started putting it on at 8, weren't it, instead of 9?
Yeah, it was on. That was the thing. It was on quite late on a Saturday evening. I think it was on like after Noel's house party and stuff like that. So it would have been like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And you always found that the more bloody scenes were later on in the episode, as if they were giving time for like any earlier. And that was the thing. I just remember as well as, you know, when I was younger, you know, like you'd have these scenes of somebody being electrocuted and all that stuff. And it sounds, I'm sure going back now, it would look old-fashioned, you know. But at the same time, back then it was a lot more, and because it was once a week, it was a lot more enjoyable. But now it's because as well they've got the spin-off Holby City, but they've turned it into this soap opera, and it's like, I'm sorry, why? We don't care. We just watch all the injuries and that.
I remember watching one of the shows, and there was a rape storyline in it.
Yeah.
Right, and it was a really, really, really right in your face at the time.
Yeah.
She was pulled into one of the rooms and raped, and you didn't see it, but you knew it happened.
You knew it was inferred, yeah.
As a kid, it hit you right there in the face, you know. And there was no soapish anything about it or anything. Yeah, you put it on or put Holby City on, and everybody's been off with everybody like these standards.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They're just like, no, you know, I don't bother with it anymore. It all happened when Holby City came along.
Yeah, once that came along, it was on like every other day or something. It was just like...
It's like people from Casually moved to Holby City and vice versa. You're just like, I don't care. I want my old show back. I want the show I grew up with and I enjoyed, where the characters did great things and where at the end you'd get the theme tune. I never forget when two of the doctors were in love.
Yeah.
One of them crashed or got hit, and he was fine. And they went out for dinner later that night, and he just fell on the floor and died right in front of her. That was like...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It hit you right in the face, and that's what I miss about that show, you know?
But I don't like shows that stay way beyond their, novelty period kind of thing.
I think Charlie's still in it.
I know Charlie. We always used to joke about Charlie because he never actually looked at anybody. He was always staring off into the distance.
Yeah. This is Charlie, ready? So Charlie, what do you think should happen?
It was, and especially like my family, you know, the visually impaired people, we'd be looking, going, "Why you bloody look at somebody? You've got normal eyesight." And he was always like, you know, say like I'm talking to you, he'd be like.
Yeah, the characters I used to like Flynn in it. Do you remember Flynn?
Yeah.
And I liked, who was that other guy? There was a paramedic. He was quite older in it, and he was such a nice bloke. I can't remember his name. He's been so...
Josh.
That's it. He was great. I love those characters. I love the characters from the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, but now... That's like in his 30th season, I think.
That wouldn't surprise me. Makes you feel old.
Again, it's like shows like Doctors and that. They all end up going on forever because of what they are, not because of...
Yeah.
You know, and from what I've seen, most hospital shows can go on for like 50 years if they want to.
It's because the bloody BBC can't think of anything else to fill the spot, so they've got to keep something going.
Well, it's like Torchwood.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I like Torchwood. I would say I like Torchwood a lot more than the new Doctor Who.
Well, yeah, because it's a lot darker and stuff.
I've never watched more than 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Because I want to get them on Blu-ray. Yeah. And I want to watch them and I want to appreciate, you know, all the stuff.
Sorry.
I like John Barrowman, do you?
Yeah. He's in Arrow. It's awesome.
I've got to admit, him in Arrow, first I was like, oh, it's going to be laughable, you know. But bloody hell, was it cool.
I know, we're still used to see him in, you know, like doing musical and stuff like that now. It's just like, you see him, he's this really dark character. You're like, wow.
He's going to shoot the arrow and start saying, look, be a lady tonight, you know. He was so intimidating. he had this real strong force about it, especially when it came to his son as well, Tommy.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, get out of my face and all this. He was like so like in control.
Yeah.
It was
Exactly.
horrendously cool. You know, it was like, wow. And then
I
when
think
I
as well,
saw the end, I was like, oh.
especially when you think of him, you know, coming away from a character like Captain Jack, and then you see him as Malcolm Merlin, and you're just like, wait, is this the same actor? Just this is scary.
Well, you know, I can't believe it because I was like, if he can play roles like this, he should play roles like this more often. I reckon he should be a Bond villain one day in the future. I reckon he'd be good at that.
Yeah.
You know, talking about that, did you hear about the new Bond quickly?
Oh, what, Spectre?
Did you hear about how the script was stolen?
No, I didn't hear that. Has it been stolen?
Apparently, people have hacked in and stolen the script.
Oh, I did hear there was a big hack of Sony recently.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Sony movie to find out the new Marvel projects that are in.
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, it's.
But I didn't hear about the James Bond script being stolen. That's hilarious.
I think this is the future. The future's going to be all hacking.
Yeah, exactly. It's either naked pictures of women being hacked, or you know, you're not complaining.
I'm not complaining about that one. You know, hell, you know what? Somebody said, who was it? Somebody said, why aren't there naked pictures of men? And I went, because most men don't just take pictures of their gonads and put them on their phones.
What cracks me up about these actresses that have been hacked? They're like, oh, my privacy. It's like, well, I know. Don't stand there and take selfies of you in the nude.
Well, you know, the thing is, when I was younger, that rarely happened. But nowadays, it's one of those things that people do all the time now. It's, again, because of technology. People and boys force girls into doing it, or girls, they want to make boys want them and all this stuff. It depends on what situation you're in. And I've never agreed with it. But then when somebody says to me, do you want a selfie with me? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take that. Right? All right, you know, because I guess people just want that, you know.
Personally, I could, it's just me sounding old, I guess, but I don't get the point of selfies full stop.
No, me either.
And you know what, it's one thing when you're somewhere nice or something like that, but when you're just, so like if I'm sat here now and I'm like, selfie, it's like, it's just me sat in my chair. What's...
Well, when I do it with Donna, I go like this, serious twat. Because you must be. To just sit there continuously to have pictures of yourself. It's all right to do it once or twice, whenever, you know. But to go,
when you do it, you're doing it with your wife. That sounded more wrong than I meant. But, you know, with somebody else, that's one thing. But if you're sat there on your own, who just sits there and just randomly takes pictures of themselves?
Watch it, Tash. Try to start taking selfies with my wife now.
They'll get hacked. You wait. There's people that sat in the chat now.
And they're going to be all over YouTube.
Yeah. You can find it here, folks, on Movie Magic and Gaming Guru.
Oh, so you're going to hack it, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So...
That's funny.
Oh, dear. You know, I haven't even got a mobile phone to do selfies with. Oh, dear. Anyway, we did move on. Oh, okay, let's go to the next thing. Mission Impossible.
Oh, classic.
But the question is, can you do the theme tune?
Do 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 do.
Oh, that's almost perfect. That's almost perfect. I love that show. Do you know, the first time I got to see it was around my grandma's on a VHS. And it was absolutely mental. I loved it. At the beginning where they pick out the team.
Oh, yeah, they showed it, yeah.
You know, I can't believe how many episodes it is. I've got the complete box set upstairs, which has the whole original series in, and it has, you know, the 1980s ones in it as well. So it's like the complete
Complete
set.
collection. Yeah.
The original release of it only had the original series in, but the one I've got had the two 80s ones in there as well. Because I
Right.
was like, well, I'd rather get them with them in as a bonus than have to have them on the outside. And it's like a dynamite kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, the dynamite. Yeah.
In England, they released it in a box thing, which looks a bit cheap to me.
Yeah.
But the show is amazing. Even today, I watched the show and I'm like, wow, how can anybody say this is terrible?
Yeah. Exactly.
This show is one of the shows that made, buddy, it made the movie series, technically.
Yeah. Exactly.
On it.
I love watching it back on TV now, and the theme is one of my favourite themes, and I put it in my countdown of my top TV show themes. And while I was looking for because I don't have it on DVD, I was looking for a decent quality version of the theme on YouTube, and I got to see some clips. I was like, oh my god, I love this show so much. You know, you can't go wrong with Robert Graves and Martin Landau, and you know.
I love it. And it's actually a very slow but well-paced storylines where you can actually find them more believable. I've always loved the whole face mask thing.
Yeah, that always cracked me up. But you think of how it was done at the time and stuff. It's quite, ingenious.
It's incredible. I mean, that's what I'd say quickly before I forget. Thanks everybody for all the subscribers. I've reached 101.
Yay!
Thanks, guys.
Times.
Keep on subbing.
Yay! Congratulations, that's awesome.
What's my
now, if you could send them all my way, that would be amazing.
Yeah, don't subscribe to Tash. Subscribe to me.
I need another 25 to get to 100. No, just come on.
Everybody, thanks for subscribing to me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Tash as well. Thank you.
Well done. That's a good achievement.
Thank you. What was I going to say?
Mission Impossible.
I keep going brain dead. I apologise, everybody. So I liked how the characters were all from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I love the bit. I don't know why, but the bit of the beginning is my favourite. The bit where it just looks at the things and throws them down, and you see who's going to be in the episode.
Yeah.
I just love that. I don't know why. But that is always the bit
because it was set up, and like you say, it's like picking out a team, and you're like, this is going to be who we're going to spend the rest of the next hour with, kind of thing.
And when you've got a favourite, you go, is it going to be mine? Is it going to be one of my favourites? Yeah. You know, and when it is, you're like...
And you think, we're talking about a 60s show with, a black guy as one of the main characters, kind of thing.
Well, there was a black guy as one of the main characters in the Mod Squad as well, I think, but that was in the 70s, I think.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it was still...
I say, but they weren't as racist back then.
Yeah.
No. Hell, I think racism started slowing down a lot more than sexism. Because all the things you hear about women were held back, and if you look at 80s movies in particular, the women were in control, but you could tell that was there because it just got into the whole women are in charge.
Into that, yeah.
And it's quite a funny thing to talk about because depending on where you are, who you are, what you're brought up with, your different views of both of these will be either yes or no. You're always going to get racist. You're always going to get people who are sexist.
Yeah.
Me, I don't believe any of that. I don't. So as I'm concerned, if a woman in a film makes it as special as a man does, and in my view, any race is as good in any film as anyone else.
Yeah.
The only thing I've only ever complained about is when you've got a character that has been like a certain race the whole time and then you change it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if James Bond was Will Smith, like this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've got a problem with it. And same with Doctor Who. If they decide to make Doctor Who a woman, I'd be like, I don't think that's appropriate because in all these years, the Doctor's been a man. So, it's not being sexist or racist. It's just not liking the way they could change things like that.
No, exactly.
So, have you got a TV series on the brain?
You know what? I had one before we started, and I can't think. Um, I love Breaking Bad. Uh, you've not watched it, have you? So,
What do you mean I've watched it? I've watched the first 5 seasons.
oh, there were only 5 seasons, so that means you've watched all of it.
No, you're wrong. Wrong.
Oh, well, oh, you're talking about Better Call Saul. See, we haven't had Better Call Saul here yet, so.
I haven't even mentioned Better Call Saul yet. What's that about?
Better Call Saul is a spin-off of Breaking Bad, and it follows Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad in a different.
Yeah.
I think it's a follow-up to Breaking Bad that it continues. You know, when he left
Yeah.
at the end, it's seen where he is now, I think, or I have heard that it's not that it's actually like a prequel because I've heard
Yeah,
that
I
Gus
heard it was a
might be in
prequel.
it. So. Um, I'm not clear on it because it's not aired here, and I don't even know if it's actually started yet. Um,
Well, I know
why
it's
did you
starting
say there's
soon.
not 5 seasons? Oh, technically there's 6 because season 5 was split into 2.
Yeah. Well, talking about Better Call Saul
Season
quickly,
and the
it is a
final.
prequel. It is a prequel because Mike's still alive in it.
Right, yeah, yeah, because I heard Gus was in it as well, so I just figured it was either like work going alongside Breaking Bad or prequel. I wasn't sure. So,
We've got a couple of comments.
oh yeah,
There we go. And it's the March of the Foals.
huh?
And it's the March of the Foals.
What's that?
It's probably something we know. Probably something where we missed it earlier. It was 27 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
And that was from Alex. And
Okay.
Alex says, just me, is it just me that thinks Dying Light looks average?
I've not paid much attention to. I don't know much about Dying Light.
Oh, I forgot to put this as well. By the way, I'm loving the Evil Within, even considering its faults. That was
Yeah,
that.
Evil Within's awesome.
I haven't played it yet. I own it, but I just haven't played it yet. I'm waiting
I've
to.
just I've just loaned it to my mate Donna's husband, so I can't play it anymore at the moment. So
Well, we know why you let it out and all, don't we?
I didn't
You're
want to.
still stuck on that boss, aren't you?
Yeah,
You know what? You've been stuck on that boss for what? Nearly a month now.
I haven't. Yeah, but I've been playing. I've been playing Unity. To be fair.
Yeah, Unity was to hide from it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
now you've let it out, you don't have to worry about looking at the case.
But look,
This is what you like.
I have my little Heisenberg Funko
Oh, nice. Ooh.
with
I
his
like
gag
his big glasses. Is it me or does he look like he's got a bit of a hamster face?
glass.
It's swollen.
He looks like
Also,
he's eaten too much. It's just like fill
he
my
does.
cheeks.
Well, he's been taking too much of that blue meth stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I love Breaking Bad. That's again that was a show. But what I loved about Breaking Bad is it didn't outstay its welcome. It had 5 seasons and that was it, and it did everything. It didn't last too long because it could have easily burnt itself out.
But what I like about it was I liked how fresh it was when it came on.
Yeah,
And how dark it was. It was a very dark show.
it was
But it had
very
great
dark. I
comedy
remember.
as well.
I said I met Giancarlo Esposito who played Gus Fring, and I said it's funny now because everybody's like getting into it and stuff like that. And I said the thing is I watched it from the beginning because I only tuned in because I heard about it because Vince Gilligan, who created it, worked on the X Files, and I loved his work on the X Files. So I wasn't going to, but I loved his work on that. I knew he was a good writer director, so I was curious to see what his new project was, and that was the only reason why I tuned in. And I was a bit dubious, and I watched a pilot episode when it aired in the UK, and I was like, "This is amazing."
Can I just put in there? I want to say something about the Bill and the X Files for a second. I want to
Sorry.
say it's amazing how much people from the X Files have been in all these other great shows, whether they're
Yeah.
behind the stage. Because
Oh,
you mention it, and I'm always like, bloody hell, really? Do you know
oh my
what I
God.
mean?
It's like when I see names now of like producers and stuff like that turn up on other shows, and I'm like, oh wow, it's nice. Like JP Finn does Arrow or Flash. I know it's one of those ones, or a bunch of other people. You see them turn up on all these different shows, and you're like, oh wow, it's nice to see them doing other
Yeah.
stuff, and really good stuff.
Especially when you think it's a long time later as well now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But it's amazing when you think about it, when you think about where these people are now. So it
Yeah.
always amazes me when I hear this stuff, you know?
Well, when you think a lot of them started on that show or something, and even when you think of the late great Kim Manners, who then went on to do a lot of stuff on Supernatural before he passed away, it's amazing what you get used to seeing a lot of these people do, in other stuff, and
Well,
especially like you say, all these years later.
well, when it came to Breaking Bad, I got into it because somebody I was getting to know online at the time
Yeah.
suggested it to me, and it just began its second season.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a go. Why not? It looks terrible. It looks like some American trying to dress up as the Mask,
Yeah.
yellow outfit, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I put it on, and I was like, okay. 18 episodes later that day, season 3, come on, come on. Right. Season 4, come on, come on. And it became one of my favourite shows.
If you watch the trailers, if I was sold the show on the trailers, I'd be like, yeah, it doesn't look that good. It looks a bit stupid, or like you say, just really surreal and disjointed or something.
Yeah.
You have to really properly watch it because the trailers do not. And like I say, I only watched it because I tuned in for Vince Gilligan. But yeah, I would not have picked it up if I'd just judged it by the trailers because they were really bad.
I remember when people was going about Jesse all the time, about how cute he was, how he made the show, and I was like, you're saying this guy who plays Jesse is so much better than Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and I'm like, Bryan Cranston has really, really changed the way people look at him. Because when people saw Malcolm in the Middle, they thought, oh, he's not going to be great in this show.
Yeah, exactly. They never would have guessed that he could be this serious character.
And did you know that originally it was going to be John Cusack?
Oh, really? I did not know that. But I only knew because Bryan Cranston did an episode of The X-Files that Vince Gilligan wrote or directed. So Vince Gilligan had worked with him. Episode in season 6 called Drive.
Okay.
And he played this, he was like this redneck, but he had this really serious side in that, and like you say, people that only knew him as Malcolm's dad in Malcolm in the Middle would just be like, you can't imagine him as this serious character.
No.
But what I loved is when the series finale of Breaking Bad was coming about, people were coming up with these theories that it was going to turn out that Heisenberg was actually Malcolm's dad. Like in Witness Protection or something. So they made up this mock ending that he woke up and was in bed with Malcolm's mum. It was like, oh my god, I just had this really disturbing dream. I thought that was a fun nod to the fans. It's only on like the DVDs and stuff,
Yeah.
But I just thought that was so funny that they went out of their way to do that kind of.
Well, let me ask you this, without spoiling it, did you think the ending was great?
The ending was easily one of my favourite TV show finales because it wrapped up everything really well. It was a lot of action. I just thought it really handled it really well, and what happened to the characters was what I would have hoped for, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
I have to admit, when I heard about the ending originally, I was like, and then when I watched it, I was like, wow, this is a really great ending.
Yeah.
This is a great ending to the character, but the character's ending should have been.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
And I really felt that the whole character had gone completely into this really dark personality that wouldn't come back.
Yeah, there was no coming back. Yeah.
You know, some of my favourite bits in it has to be the bit when Skyler's talking to him and he goes, "I'm the guy who knocks." I like
Yeah,
that.
everybody
That,
quotes that.
that scene is so weird. Like, this guy believes he's it.
Yeah, it just
You know?
shows how far, that difference between Walter White from the original,
Yeah.
season to Heisenberg.
Yeah.
That's where you draw the line. It's
In
like
the
that's
first
it.
season, Hank touches him on the back on his birthday and he shakes.
Yeah,
Right? In the end season, he's like, I could kill Hank if I wanted to. It's like,
yeah,
like you're dead. Like that kind of thing. And
yeah.
I did like that as well. I like how him and Hank.
Oh, the Hank at Loggerheads was
Yeah. The story with Hank where he gets injured and he's like, leave me alone.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved Hank.
Hank was excellent. I hated the women in that show. I hated Skylar and I hated Marie.
You know what I liked the most? Walter Jr.
Walter Jr. was amazing. I'd love to meet Mitty, RJ Mitty, who played him, because he was. I heard that there was a Breaking Bad convention in England, and I wanted to go to it, but I couldn't. But
Was he really disabled, or was he just
he
acting?
really has cerebral palsy, but he only has a mild case of it.
Yeah.
So he had to relearn how to do stuff that he'd obviously learned not to do when he was younger, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was interesting that it was a real person with that disability, but at the same time he was still having to exaggerate it, kind of thing.
Well, I like it when they have people in there who have really got these disabilities, because
Yeah.
you can't pretend it. You know what I mean? Because
No.
I always find when you hire people to pretend something, it's more of an insult.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you've got somebody who really does have cerebral palsy, they're acting technically how they would, except you said, a little bit over exaggerated. If you get someone like, let's say, Johnny Depp doing it, technically it's mocking.
Yeah.
They're not meaning to, but at the same time they are. It's like when you make a white person into a black person.
Yeah.
It's not appropriate because technically you're mocking that. I know people will say, no, they're not, but in my view, it is. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, no, I completely agree because, as somebody, I love acting, but I never pursued it because I knew somebody with my look and my eyes and that would not be picked up, right? But it is that kind of thing where it doesn't mean I'm any less of an actor, just that I would be judged because of my eyesight condition. But then if you have a role comes up where somebody has an eyesight condition, they will use somebody with completely normal eyesight instead of finding somebody who can act with a condition, kind of thing. And that's the thing, like in Glee, they have, what's his face, playing Artie, the guy in the wheelchair. And instead of hiring somebody in a wheelchair actor, they got somebody else who's completely able to walk, kind of thing.
Yeah. See, I don't understand that. Oh, here we go. I've got some more stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
Have you two watched Peaky Blinders? It looks like the British version of Boardwalk Empire. It looks good.
No, I've not even heard of that.
I've got Peaky Blinders season 1.
Oh,
on the Blu-ray. I imported it from England. It's I think it's like 6 seasons, 6 episodes, and it's got Cillian Murphy in it. You've never heard of it?
No, I've never even heard of it.
I think the second season had Tom Hardy in it, which surprised me because I was like, he's getting a big career now.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a big movie star now.
But I think the second season was the last season, I think, from what I heard. I could be wrong. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen, promos.
Yeah.
And it looks really, really good.
All right, yeah.
And I bought it, and I haven't watched it yet.
They want to be a part of the chat.
Hello, who's this? I'm a telemarketer. You're on the live chat in front of billions of people. What do you want to say? Would you like a new car insurance? Goodbye.
We could do this like live and kicking, Do you have a question?
got a question for us? Oh, this is interesting. But so yeah, I haven't seen it, but it does look like it does look like Boardwalk Empire a lot.
See, I've not had a chance to get into Boardwalk Empire yet. I want to watch it on Sky on demand or whatever, um,
But yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
but Alex apparently agrees with Last Avenger. So
And we've got Paul. I might say this wrong. I apologise. Paul Madraga, who says now you need 24.
yeah, I want to watch 24. I know we were talking about it last time. I want to watch 24 from the beginning, but Live Another Day was awesome. That, you know what? If I could judge 24 on Live Another Day, I would go back and totally watch 24. But I saw the last ever, before Live Another Day. I saw the last ever 24, and I was like, yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't much. So
Well, you know what? Like I said before, I've watched 24,
yeah,
season 1 to 4,
yeah,
and I really enjoyed season 1 to 3. I love Kiefer Sutherland as Jack Bauer,
yeah.
and he, but I can't believe he must be like an old age pensioner now in the show. 5 years after, 4 years after, 8
Yeah.
years after. How old are you now, Jack? I can see it now. Jack Bauer in the next season.
Yeah. It's just the idea as well that this like 60-odd-year-old guy can be running around doing what he's doing.
Like I said, how many times has he been dead?
Yeah.
He's not James Bond. And all this in one day as well. It's like bloody hell. And we can go all the way to Romania and back in a day.
Yeah, I'm impressed by somebody who's, like you say, doing stuff, 24 hours. He doesn't seem to sleep at all. It's like,
One thing I didn't like about the first 3 seasons was Kim Bauer.
yeah,
You know, many people like looking at her. You know, but I myself didn't like the fact that she was always ending up in trouble. It was like, how do all these characters all end up in trouble in the same day?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
she's been chased, then she's been held hostage, then she's this, then she's held in a bunker, and you're like, this won't happen.
Yeah, that's what I didn't find believable. That was my problem with something that lasted the course of a season, was how much apparently happened to these people in the space of one day. It was just like, what?
Yeah, I mean, so far, one of my favourite seasons is number 3. I like the whole fact that Jack was a drug addict because he had to do it to go undercover.
Go undercover, yeah.
You know, but I'm planning on going through them all again eventually.
Yeah.
Because I want to, I want to watch them and I want to get through them because I do like those type of shows. And a lot of people said 24 was very slow. And when you think about it now, to a degree, I guess it is, but you've got to build tension, haven't you? You can't just rush in there and, if you watch Bond films, there's a lot of tension in them, really, because not much happens.
No, exactly.
Normally, I mean, you get the odd one where it's action-packed, but if you watch
if you do a summary of most of the Bond films, it's actually quite like, oh, is that all that actually happens?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of my favourite Bond films has to be Thunderball.
Yeah.
I always love Thunderball. The music, Largo.
Yeah.
I've always loved it. I've always thought that film was amazing.
Like Thunderball. Yeah.
And then they remade of Never Say Never, and that was awful.
Oh God, yeah. The non-official kind of.
Sean Connery in it looked like a bloody pensioner.
He was old and we joke about Kiefer Sutherland, but Sean Connery in Never Say Never was awful.
And that whole film just was like, oh. It was at the beginning of Thunderball, wasn't it? Where he goes against the guy dressed up as a woman at his own funeral.
Yeah.
I bet that was quite controversial at the time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But he only had the thing over his head. And the jetpack.
Oh, yeah, the jetpack, yeah.
But my favourite Bond of all time, again, I've said it a billion times, and I'll say it again, it's got to be GoldenEye.
Yeah, that was an awesome movie.
I've always loved Piers Brosnan. I've always.
I thought it was a great entry for a James Bond as well.
Oh,
Bless you.
there you go. Oh, my.
Did you ever watch Warehouse 13?
I've never seen it. Donna's watched it and she loves it.
Yeah.
And the complete box set's on sale at the minute on Amazon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's $69.99.
All right.
But I'm like, do I want to buy it? Because when it was Black Friday in England, it went to like 15, 20 quid.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So I'm like, do I want to buy it? Do I or don't I? Do I like it? Will I like it? Do I buy it for Donna? Do I not? You know, I was going to buy it, but I bought Donna some earrings. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I bought Donna these $400 earrings, which she's been wanting. Yeah, she thinks I can't afford it, but I didn't do it, but I did.
Nice.
Actually, talk about that. I was going to rent the wrestling game from Redbox.
Oh, yeah.
But Donna didn't want to go there, and I was like, I wish I had bought these for earrings.
Yeah, which I believe. Yeah.
But yeah, so I've got them coming. So if I had done that, I probably would have bought it.
Yeah, because you pay for those.
It's Christmas, and I'm like, I need to buy for other people.
It's nice to split, yeah.
Especially on Donna. Donna does so much for me.
Yeah.
I love her so much, and the thing is, I feel like I don't ever show her that enough. So I want to get her the one thing she really wants, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Plus, I've got plenty to watch. I said, plus I've got plenty to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got plenty of other stuff to watch.
Actually, if I just started jumping up my desk and I ain't got enough.
Yeah.
Imagine they'd be like, you do, buddy, you do.
It just reminded me about because we had to stop by. I had to get some milk from the Tesco garage today, and my mate Donna used to work at the Tesco garage, so she knows the people that work there, kind of thing. So we were in there, and there's this one woman while we were at the checkout. She was like, "Oh, I've just started watching the final season of Warehouse 13, and it's been a while since that aired here." So I was just like, it just reminded me because it's been a while since but I did enjoy Warehouse 13, but it did start to get a bit tiring at the end. But
I looked up trailers of it to see if I like it. It just looked really cheap.
It's really quirky and like cheesy. But I enjoyed it. I think it's a hit and miss. Again, it's another one of those things. But again, it was one of those things that outstayed its welcome. But I just thought I'd mention it because, like I say, it was just on the top of my head because it got mentioned today. So, but what was next on your list?
Hercules, the one with Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo. I only ever saw a couple of episodes. It was like the male version of Xena Warrior Princess in a way.
Yeah, I felt like actually I've got them together actually. Hercules
really?
Yeah. And they were made by the same people. They had the same amount of seasons and they had a few crossovers.
Oh yeah.
I did like Kevin Sorbo's Hercules, but I feel like it's quite dated now.
It was like at its time though. It was like the modern day He-Man and She-Ra.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly how I'd do it.
Yeah.
They were all right, but I wouldn't. I mean, I've got Xena upstairs. I bought it for Donna for like $20, the complete collection.
Yeah.
So she hasn't watched it yet, and I plan to watch it in the future. But it's not on my list to watch again.
Yeah. I never really got into it, but I just. Like I say, I've seen a couple, but I was gutted when I missed Kevin because Kevin Sorbo was cancelled a couple of times at events. So.
Oh, I met him. Me and my stepdad met him at Comic Con.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird. I'll tell you a story. My stepdad, his name's Kevin.
Oh, right. Yeah.
This is just so that you get the point.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, yeah.
His name's Kevin, and he went in there and he got his picture taken with Kevin Sorbo and he went, "My name's Kevin." Right. And Kevin Sorbo went, "My name's Kevin too." Right. And he went, "We're both called Kevin then." He went, "Yeah." And he went, "I'll see you later, Kevin." And as he was walking off, you could tell what Kevin Sorbo was like. Such a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
As soon as my stepdad must have got up to him, but I'm Kevin, he must have thought this guy's a bit simple.
Yeah.
Because every people go up to him, I go, "My name's Kevin too."
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine? Just.
He was so nice. He tapped him on the shoulder, shook his hand, and everything.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
nice.
Yeah. Okay. Next series, Spartacus.
I haven't had a chance to get into that. That's one of those shows that's been shown on like the. It's not shown on the main channels, like the Sky channels. It's kind of shown in, I don't know, like the Watch or other stuff. And I've just not had a chance to get in to watch it because it tends to come on when. But there's been like a couple iterations, hasn't there? Because there's like the Blood and
Yeah.
Spartacus Blood
There's,
and something,
there's
and
Spartacus, Blood and Sand, Spartacus Goes to the Arena, Spartacus Vengeance, and War of the Damned.
are they just spin-offs or just different names for?
No, Blood and Sand came first. Gods
Right.
of Venus was supposed to be what Andy Whitfield got better from cancer, but he never
Oh
did.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he
And then
didn't.
I think it's Vengeance, then War of the Damned, because those 3 seasons go together. I might get those two wrong, but it's either Vengeance or War of the Damned next, and then the other. Where it follows through.
Yeah.
I can't believe I watched it when it's got all these naked men with all this baby all over them. Right?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll watch it, and I'm constantly going, these men are kissing. Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just sitting there going, yes, just get on with the fighting. Get on with the fighting. Because I'm ill, it sounds like I'm saying farting.
Yeah. Get on with the farting.
You know, but I do like the show. I've seen the first 2 seasons. I've got the whole collection. I just need to watch them again.
Yeah.
John Hannah's in it, and I like John Hannah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what's next. Have you seen Magic City?
I've never even heard of that.
You've never heard of this Magic City?
No. Oh,
I've
so
never
can we
wa-
go again?
I've never watched a single episode, but apparently it's like Mad Men in Miami with gangsters.
Oh, okay.
Only lasted 2 seasons, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't talk much about it.
Unlike In Treatment I'd heard of, but I haven't even heard of Magic City.
Yeah, In Treatment, I haven't got watching that yet. I might start watching that soon. Okay, tell us some of the dark side.
Oh, that's classic. I haven't seen, because obviously I've seen more through your reviews than necessarily of it itself. I never really, I think I saw a couple of episodes, back in the day, but I've probably seen more thanks to your reviews, obviously, other than that. So,
Okay.
check out Malcolm's reviews.
Yeah, check out my reviews if you want them. Ask me for more and I'll do them. Okay.
But you enjoy them.
I do, but the problem is they're hardly ever horror.
No, that's the thing with that kind of thing, because obviously you get a lot of those kind of shows that try telling these like horror stories. There used to be the show shown late at night on ITV or ITV2, like middle of the night. We're talking like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, called Ghost Stories.
I remember that.
Yeah, and you know what? That show was so cheesy and so cheap, and yet actually a couple of times they told some good scary stories.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like you say, they were supposed to be ghost stories, and you just be like, yeah, whatever. And that's the thing with those kind of things, is they proclaim to be like these big horror stories and stuff, and you're just sat there going, okay, that was light,
Well, in terms of the dark side, there's things like this boy being in a computer talking to his sister. There's nothing horror about it at all. When you're just like, yeah, this is 20 minutes of my life wasted on an episode that isn't horror.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's more just sci-fi. It's, kind of thing.
Okay, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Please say the original cartoon.
Original.
The 80s.
The only one that matters.
Hero Turtles, as it was here in the UK.
Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Heroes in a half shell. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. Sorry. I don't love that tune at all. That's only like one of my favourite theme tunes.
It is. It's so catchy and so wonderful.
It's like
I love
DuckTales. It's like DuckTales. The second you hear it, you just must sing along with it.
For me, it's got to be Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Every time I hear that show, Yeah. Great, great. Now, the 80s cartoon of Sketchney and Charles
Oh,
is probably the only one that really matters.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Now, I like the 2003-4 one,
yeah,
but it doesn't compare to the original. And I always get angry when you watch these films and they don't ever have Krang in them. Why isn't
yeah.
Krang in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film when he is the main villain?
I know Krang was this awesome, with this awesome, this creepy voice, and he was just an amazing character. Everybody's like Shredder, Shredder. It's like, no, you can't. You must have Krang because
What people seem to forget is Shredder actually is the henchman to
yeah,
Krang.
yeah,
Yes, and depending on people's perception, Shredder and Splinter have a history.
yeah,
A
exactly.
lot of people say they don't, but if you watch the cartoon, they were
Because it was
dojo.
the Rakusaki and yeah,
They were dojo partners, and they had this big, massive conflict.
yeah,
Right? But in the films, they always cut that bit out.
yeah, exactly. It's like no, they have this history, and it's like I love that fact that Shredder shames Splinter, by he stabbed the sword in his thing so he couldn't bow to their sensei. And it's like you say, it just annoys me that they've kind of stripped away that past that was between them, and that kind of conflict. But honestly, I know with the new ones they've tried going back to the original like manga kind
Yeah.
of thing. But I'm sorry, it could just be that I grew up with it. I don't know, but I've got the first season on DVD, and I watch them now, and I don't. Yes, it looks cheesy, but I still love it a bit.
No, it looks awesome.
I love the difference in characters. I loved Donatello because I was more him
Yeah.
character-wise with that like gadgets and stuff like that. But I always loved Raphael was always my favorite. But
Mine was
uh,
Leonardo.
oh yeah. Did you just love the katanas? Because
I think that's why.
see, I liked Donatello's bow as well. So
So I like Leonardo. I think Leonardo because he had like the swords and stuff.
yeah, and he was the leader.
And I always like that. I
Yeah,
always like that. And what I liked about the show was they actually used the stuff.
yeah. Well, of course, then they got into that whole thing because they now have it where they don't use their weapons because, of course, it's all encouraging children to. And yeah, I mean, me and my sister, like I say, we used to play. We had turtle masks, and we bodged up some things to use as the weapons and stuff. And I'm still alive today, so I'm sorry. Any kids that are out there trying to use real science stuff, then they deserve what they get.
Well, when I was younger, I had the shell on my back. I had the thing around my eyes,
Yeah.
and actually, oh, and I got my trusted glasses.
Hey. Yeah, we should have these on while talking about.
Yeah. Where? I don't know, the show, I had the outfit when I was a kid. I used to, I was saying,
Yeah.
and I used to say to my mum, "You're Shredder," and start hitting her on the head.
I remember always trying to find a piece of wood that was long enough to be a real like Donatello bow, and you'd always find like broomsticks and that, and I could never find anything that was long enough to like whip round and all that stuff. I was like,
Yeah. Hold on a minute.
oh, for goodness sakes, no, no, no. That's nice. Anyway, moving on.
So yeah, Tales from the Tales was awesome. It was great. It was everything that our childhood said.
Yeah.
You watched it, you enjoyed it, you loved it. The theme tune got you hyped, and I
Yeah.
love the episode with the boy who wanted to be one of them and they had to save him
Yeah.
because that symbolised everything we were. You know, he just wanted to be one of them. And when they
Exactly.
put on the masks and put on like the jackets to be walking down the road and stuff, it's just awesome.
I have this thing. Um, I've been meaning to do a review of it for some time. But there used to be at one point this game thing. It was a gun. It's called Video Challenger.
Yeah,
And basically, I don't think that. I know I had two videos. I've still got the videos. That's the thing. That's what I want to review. And what it was is it would come up with these flashing images on the TV, and you would have
yeah,
to shoot them, and you get little points on the gun, kind of thing.
yeah,
At the time, it sounds really like naff now, but at the time, this was cutting edge technology.
yeah.
Of course, it doesn't work now, unfortunately, on LCD TVs because it's a different system.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of the videotapes, the space one, is fucking hilarious. But there is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. And I got this, and it comes up. It's basically a mishmash of clips, primarily from, I don't know. I've still got the VHS. I don't know if you've seen it. How It Began, where they show like a number of episodes showing the history of from the episodes showing their past and stuff. And it's basically a mishmash of those kind of clips. And every now and then they'll throw up these pizzas and all these different things that you have to shoot at. And it's so funny. It's just
When you actually talk about that, I had all the VHSs when they were released. You know, of the first couple of seasons.
yeah,
And my mum bought them for me religiously. And I still remember how the covers were so much better than the DVDs.
oh yeah,
Like the pizza one, you'd have the pizza on the front,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the things coming out of it.
yeah,
And I remember playing the games. I used to go down to Clacton every year with my family, and they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 down there.
right, yeah.
I used to play it religiously every day. Come on, Leonardo, come on, we can do it. No, we can do it. No, we can do it. No. And said to my mum, can you give me another quid? No, why not? Because you've had 20 quid out of me. One more go. No. And I was like, oh. And I'd cry for days going, I need to play on that game again.
Yeah.
But
See, I loved the old NES game.
that's what they were. I think that's what they were on the actual arcade game things.
Yeah. I had one of those handheld game devices,
Oh, yeah.
the turtle ones. I was just getting my little turtle van.
Ooh. I tell you what I do like. I like the Funko Pop version of that.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, they got it at Forbidden Planet. I was like, oh.
It's expensive though, isn't it?
Feels like 35 quid.
Yeah.
And it only came with one turtle. So
Nice though.
yeah, oh yeah, it's nice. I wouldn't have minded it, but 35 quid I wasn't prepared to pay
Hmm.
because I didn't have it.
Me either.
But they had two of the handheld devices. The first one was a bit lame. It was that kind of Game Boy style, you know, like black graphic on top of the background.
Oh, that was horrible. But I remember playing them in the day.
Yeah, and it just had the music playing, which was, you know, it was a nice 8-bit version, so it wasn't bad. The second one had voices. It was better graphics and that. And I just remember at that time, for a handheld device, it was insanely, you know, like really, really good. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to them, but
It's funny. The black on black one, the terrible one where you just move slightly and everything.
yeah.
I had the Spider-Man one. I had a couple of wrestling ones, and I think I had a James Bond Jr. one.
Oh yeah.
I think I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember that one, but I know about the others. But I know I had one that was like James Bond Jr. And I remember, I think at the time I wanted the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, but I could never get it.
Yeah.
And
I
do
remember. Yeah.
you know they still sell games like that now? But I'm always like,
You're like nostalgic for them, but it's like it's like knowing how much they go for now, you know, kind of. Especially some of them, like we've said, like with the Commodore 64 and stuff like that. People are charging extortionate.
Do you remember the Home Alone Talk Boy?
Oh yeah.
Well, one of them went on eBay last night for $56.
Jeez.
right? And I have great memories of that. I had one, and I went into my mum's bedroom,
Yeah.
and she was asleep at the time. And I woke up and she went like this, "Get out of my house and get out of my bed, Dad." And I recorded it. I kept playing it back to her when she was awake, and she'd be like, "Turn that off." And I absolutely loved it back in the day.
Yeah.
But they're worth a fortune now in America. Not like massive amount, but you
No,
know,
but
like
still more
£50.
than, yeah, still more than what is like, kind of
I mean, this bitch might
logical.
get in a charity shop for like £2, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
We've got a
what?
question.
Oh, yeah.
While I think of it, let's have a look quickly. We've got a question from Alex. That says, oh, we've got a couple. You guys gonna watch the Marco Polo TV show?
Oh, is it? Don't know.
I saw some clips from it. They look really, really good. And to be
Yeah.
honest with you, I'm waiting for, I think it's a few more episodes to come out, I think. And I'm going to watch it on Netflix, because I know it's on Netflix over here right now. So I'm planning on watching it, because I saw some martial arts in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to giving it a go and seeing what happens. So I might start watching that probably about next week once I finish Chicago PD and Parks and Recreation, because I wouldn't mind investing in something like that.
Yeah.
And last of NJ5 asks, Malcolm, have you seen Lilyhammer? It has Stephen Van Zandt in it, who played Silvio in Sopranos. This is another TV series I will have to check out. I have seen Lilyhammer, and it's good and it's great and it's a lot of fun. In my view, it's kind of like more comedy to a degree,
Right. Yeah.
but I really do like it. I've only ever seen the first season. I do need to check out season 2 and 3 because they're already out now on Netflix. But I would recommend giving it a go, especially if you like Stephen Van Zandt as Sylvia. Because in my view, he's Silvio again, but without Tony Soprano and all that, and a little bit more comedy.
All right. Yeah. A bit
So I
like.
definitely recommend it, Last Avenger, because it's all right. I don't know about series 2 and 3 because I haven't seen them yet. Because I end up always playing. Oh, Paul Madragia went, laugh out loud, 20 more subs, Sketch, need to make 100. Anyway, I enjoy the chat. Cheers. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks. I
20
was just
more
going to
subs.
quickly say before we changed from turtles, to show how easily turtles could be used to manipulate me and my sister. We used to not eat shepherd's pie,
Oh,
and we refused to eat it for whatever reason. And my mum started calling it turtle pie. Basically, she would say, "Oh, they got this new thing." Well, at the time, pizzas were doing special like turtles things and stuff like that. So to hear of this thing was not exactly, we were hearing that this was turtle pie and stuff. We were like, oh, okay, then we're eating it, la 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 la. And she turned around and went, it's actually shepherd's pie, and I just called it turtle pie to see if you'd eat it, and look, you ate it. And we're like, ugh. I was just like, so yeah, basically, I just wanted to say that,
that
yeah,
was awesome.
completely got used to manipulate us to eating other stuff.
Well, my mum was the opposite. To
Oh
stop
yeah,
me from eating her pie, because she used to have both ends of pie.
yeah,
Nothing to do with turtles. Just
no,
go this. To
yeah.
stop me from eating it, she said it was spider pie.
All right.
And,
Oh,
and after she ate, she turned into a massive spider. But I
no.
had to leave her alone for at least an hour after she ate it. Otherwise, I'd end up dead. Right?
Yeah.
I used to hide in my bedroom crying for hours, thinking, no, my mum's a spider. Yeah, well, I went round there. Last time I went round there while I visited, she had it on the side. I just picked up and ate it. But you little.
Oh yeah, when you're little, you can. Yeah, that's the thing with the turtle thing, because it's not that I believe there were turtles inside it. I just thought it was some kind of promotion thing.
Just put a little turtle sign on the top, like they do on the cakes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what happened. I think she cut out some picture out of a newspaper or something and probably put it on.
Oh, my mum did something better than that. A lot better with my dad. Now, if any of them see this, they're going to have a go at me.
Yeah.
But my dad was a serious porn addict, right? He watched, he had magazines.
Yeah.
My mum found them, and she cut the pictures out and put them in his Yorkshire puddings when she gave him the meal. Yeah, right? I remember it so clearly. My dad acts like it never happened. But my mum and me always laugh over it when we think about it. Because she put it in the Yorkshire puddings, and when he got the plate, he just went, and he just ate his dinner. And it's just like it happened. It was just such a great moment,
That's excellent.
you know.
Also, did you ever think in your wildest dreams you'd be sat here wearing turtles glasses talking about porn addiction?
No, but you know, anything can happen on a chat.
Yeah, exactly. That's why people need to keep watching, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Never know what's going to happen, anytime, any place, anywhere. I just want to thank everyone for watching as well.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to take these glasses off now.
Okay, let's take them off because there's no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But before I stop, make Krang in a movie.
Yes, definitely. Do it now.
Yes, make a wrinkly brain with hands be in a movie.
Yeah.
Do an origins of Krang. That's what
Bebop and Rocksteady.
They did do.
I know they were in the new one, but yeah.
Okay, Monkey Magic.
Nah. What's that?
What, you never heard of Monkey Magic? Monkey Magic. You never heard seen it? It's a Japanese show. I'll skip from it because
Right. If you want to talk about it, I just don't know it. So.
No, I won't. It's all right.
What is it about?
It's about a monkey.
All right. Is it good?
It's all right. It was aired on Bravo back in the day, and he had a pig, and he had I can't remember what the other guy was, but they were humans. They were Japanese, but they were part like pig, part cow, part monkey.
Right. Yeah.
They had this princess would go along with him, and he went into these martial arts fights along the way. And I loved that show as a kid. I bought the complete box set and I hated it.
Yeah.
Batman, 1966.
Oh, that is the best. I'm sorry, that is, as we said before, that was true to the original comics and all that. It's everybody's like, oh, it's cheesy and all that stuff now, but it's like, yeah, but at its time, and I still love it. I still love watching it back. And as we said, a lot of the proper versions of the characters go back to the 60s version.
Well, like I said, I always found Cesar Romero as the Joker a lot more scarier than any other Joker.
Yeah.
You know, because he was so friendly yet so creepy.
There was just that whole manic, it was the big smile, and there's something very Mark Hamill's version in the animated series and the Arkham games. There's something very familiar to Cesar Romero's version as opposed to
I like the animated show as much as I like the 60s show.
Yeah.
The animated show, to me, the Joker in there by Mark Hamill, was different but very similar. It was like a new age version.
That's what I'm saying. The way he does that voice, there's something that just makes you very nostalgic for Cesar Romero. Because, like you just say, there's that insanity, but there's something slightly friendly, kind of creepy, pervy version, kind of.
Yeah, it's just it's hard to explain. I'll tell you the episode I love most in the animated series. It's where we meet the origins of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I love that episode, and that's one of the episodes that they should have made into a movie.
They should, exactly.
Into a real life action movie. If you're going to make Joker in a movie, even though it's been used so many times, do it with Harley Quinn. Yeah. Make the origin of Harley Quinn happen. We want to see this. I don't want to see an anime version. I want to see a real life version. They hinted at Harley Quinn in Arrow, didn't they? In Arrow season 2.
Yeah.
And they've got the Suicide Squad thing coming out soon.
Yeah.
So, we might start getting stuff like that. But there's so many characters that DC have forgotten about using, but they need to use. Yes,
Yeah,
we love Joker. Yes, Joker should be at the forefront. Yes, we love the Riddler. Yes, we love Two-Face. Yes, we love Harvey Dent, who's Two-Face. Yeah,
yeah.
we love Catwoman. We love Penguin. But we want some new people as well, so that we can actually have a wide variety of films where we go, oh,
That's the nice thing in a way with Gotham. I've not gotten far enough. I need to catch up on it. But I do like the fact that they have these origins of a lot of characters that we don't get exposed to as much as we do through the film franchises and stuff. Because, like you say, I mean, even Penguin I feel is a lot ignored now, and at least they show him in the early days, kind of in Gotham.
I do think the best Penguin was Danny DeVito's.
That was blinking creepy. That was. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love. Oh, that's it, Burgess Meredith. Yeah, sorry. I could say it's because I love him in the Twilight Zone and that as well. But I love Burgess Meredith's Penguin, but Danny DeVito was creepy. My only problem with that one though is it was because it was Tim Burton's Batman. It was felt too Tim Burton-y, if you know what I mean.
But was this at the time, or was this after all the other stuff we brought out? But you felt that way.
I think that's more. Yeah, I think when I look back on it now, I still find it creepy, but I think because we've seen so many Tim Burton movies now, it's just like, oh look, it just looks like the same old Tim Burton.
I cut the Tim Burton stuff off from Batman.
Yeah.
Not because they're not in the same thing, but to me, Batman needs to be creepy. Batman needs to have that darkness. You know, Danny DeVito's Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, to me, even Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
The whole thing about that, to me, is what a Batman film should have been.
Exactly.
The same as the Batman with Jack Nicholson. That's what they should be. You're supposed to be scared of these villains. You're supposed to feel like they're constantly dangerous. But most of the time, you don't in movies now. I mean, you look at the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Bane, as much as I love Tom Hardy as Bane, I never felt he was as creepy or as dark as Jack Nicholson's Joker. Same as Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But he never reached that height, in my view.
No.
You know, and that laughter always irritated the hell out of me. To me, that sounded like a mixture of Bane and Joker then, didn't it? You know, it's just like, come on, that sounded fake. I know he's supposed to have pain, I know he's supposed to be weird, but to me, Jack Nicholson's Joker and Cesar Romero's, they both have that edge where they both look like they're genuinely creepy in the way they are, you know. Especially Jack Nicholson, where he just laughs at everything, and it's his own personality.
That's all you have to see is Jack Nicholson's big creepy grin, and it's like, no, that's it. That's it. You know.
You know, what I like about Jack Nicholson, the original Batman, you know, the original Tim Burton one, was that he's got this thing where you can tell he's having a ball being the character.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, exactly.
And all this, and that makes it more real because the Joker is that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Penguin with Danny DeVito. I love the fact that they kept the origins where we grew up in the sewers with the penguins.
In the sewers with the penguins,
You know, because that is a very, very dark and creepy thing.
Yeah.
You know, and when you think about how his hands are all funny like this, and how he has this weird penguin walk when he walks, and how he's kind of like the shape of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just perfect. And the way when he just bites off that guy's nose.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know, it's like, right? And Catwoman in it, to me, you know, I never did like the costume.
Yeah.
I always thought it was more of a, you know, more like a kinky thing than anything. But I felt like there should have been a lot more to the Catwoman storyline in the film.
Yeah.
You know.
But, you know, the TV thing is with the 60 TV show is everybody takes the mickey out of like how Robin speaks with by golly Jill Wicker's Batman and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, but if you read the comics, that's exactly how he spoke. It's like, you know, I don't know why people take the mickey out of it when it's like, yeah, but it was true to the comics. So I think the problem is so much is all this And, you know, I've said this about Man of Steel. Everything has to be this dark. Everybody has to be traumatized and
Yeah.
have this emo, you know, kind of mentality. And it's like, people now, it's very difficult for people to watch something that's light-hearted, but in a, you know, that can still be action-packed but light-hearted,
Yeah.
without feeling, you know, that obviously characters like Batman have their reasons for being who they are, but we don't have to go into this whole bloody emo, oh, I'm so miserable, I'm so tortured.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. What people forget about is Batman, Bruce Wayne, is a dark soul.
Yeah,
He does what he does because he's filled with hatred, right?
yeah,
Because what happened to his parents, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, he does what he does not because he just wants to protect the city, which he does,
No,
but
yeah,
because it helps him from being a bad guy, right?
yeah,
Because he's doing what he feels he needs to do to stop the criminals,
yeah,
right? But the darkness inside him makes him do that because he has to do the right thing in
yeah.
case his hatred fulfills him and takes him over.
Mm.
And that's why he gets the training with Rail Goal and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
Because he needs that, because you can tell that he could have been one of the most evilest people.
yeah,
And you can just see it in him constantly, especially in the Michael Keaton one. But he's going through severe agony constantly.
yeah,
But obviously in the 60s one, he's like, oh, hello. You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And I like seeing the pain aspect because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what Batman's about, the darkness, trying to
That's why I
creep.
like Michael Keaton's version so much. It's, you know,
Did you like George Clooney's nipple, Batman?
oh, good God, no, we don't even talk about it. You know what? It blows my mind that Chris O'Donnell has a career after that movie. Seriously.
Oh, dear. He made a terrible Robin.
He was. It was just an awful script, and awfully directed.
What about that guy?
Arnie as fucking Mr. Freeze is
Uma
just
Thurman as Poison Ivy.
yeah, exactly.
And what about the terrible Bane? That Bane was
Oh,
horrendous.
that Bane was a. I mean, you know what? When I said about the emo thing, I just mean I'm just tired of all these kind of that everything has to be dark, 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 dark. You know, and I don't like when people bash the '60s TV series because it's like I say, for its time, it was you know, modern kind of thing. So
Well, I like how light-hearted it is now. You know?
yeah.
I feel like I can sit down and have a laugh with it, you know? I don't...
Yeah, exactly. I love that whole thing of climbing up the walls. Always makes me laugh.
Well, that's me. Batman always was behind Robin.
Yeah.
And there have been things that have gone on about how Batman and Robin were lovers. And all
Yeah.
you know, but that's the 60s. Nobody thought about that stuff.
No, exactly.
You know? Not like that, anyway. You know, like you watch a show, you go, oh, look, there's Batman. Robin. You won't go, oh, there's Batman trying to give it to Robin.
We need a decent Nightwing movie or something.
We do. We need a Nightwing movie. I was thinking about that the other night. Because we haven't had one.
Or a TV series. Can you imagine? That'd be fucking awesome.
Well, I'm wondering what they're going to do with Gotham.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, Bruce Wayne's a boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, are they going to do a fast forward later when he's older?
I don't think so. I can't imagine them doing it because obviously.
And is this going to be like the series that moves on to a Batman series?
Yeah, but we talked about this with. I don't like this whole thing like with the Flash, where they're doing a different person in the movies than as in the TV series, you know. And that is the thing, because that wouldn't be fair to then have a Batman go on from a TV series when they don't do that with the TV series of other characters.
Did you know that Christian Bale was offered 50 million to reprise his role as Batman?
Really?
Yeah. And he turned it down. And he goes on about being jealous. How the hell can you turn down 50 million?
Jealous of Ben Affleck. That's what cracks me up.
How can you turn down 50 million? You can retire on
clearly
that.
he doesn't need the money, does he? So, but I don't think I've never liked. To be honest, I never really liked his Batman. would have preferred somebody else to be, you know.
I tell you, would make a great Batman. I'll tell you right now. Diggles.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Be awesome. You know, when I first met Diggles, you know, I thought to myself, I don't like this guy. And then over time, I was like, I absolutely love this guy. This
Yeah.
guy's awesome. Sometimes I think the other episodes are a lot better with him than they are with, you know, Stephen Amell himself. Not because he's better than him, but because he's so great on the screen.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, can we just have a Diggle episode? Just like,
Like the ones with Diggle where he's going against Deadshot.
yeah. Oh,
I'm
the
just
Deadshot
like,
one's
I love it.
amazing. Yeah.
Because you can actually believe Diggles is actually a hard guy, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
You
know,
wouldn't want to mess with him.
I love that. It's not one of those ones where you feel like, oh, it's put on. You know. And the best part is you actually met him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. What did he say to you?
It was so awesome. It was so awesome that we met him in our Arrow costumes, and he posed for us with a photo and holding my toy gun. And the fact that he did that, and it was just like, oh, he was so yummy. And he loved our costumes, and we had a really good laugh with him. So he was a lot of fun.
He held your gun. It wasn't like Michael Madsen shot in the air and made you go, oh, no.
It was so funny because we were like, would you mind posing with this? And he's like, what do you want me to do? My pose? You know, kind of thing. We were like, you could do anything with it. We would have just...
I could have done anything with it, couldn't I? Oh, dear. I hope I don't get famous.
He was really hot.
I know what I'm going to do with it. Okay, let's go on to another show. Because we went off into a completely different place then, didn't we?
Yeah, no, we're just talking about Arrow instead.
And the 1990s Flash.
I don't remember the 90s Flash.
Me either.
I know you, because you just got it on DVD or something.
Yeah, I just got it there. And to be honest with you, I remember it being really cheesy and really weird.
Yeah.
But I got to admit, I was so happy when this case come. Because I hate those really cardboardy ones, you know, when they're like days.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I was really like, you know.
I don't remember ever seeing it. I probably heard of it, but...
Okay. What about Smallville?
Oh, Smallville is excellent. Again, another theme tune that you just got to love.
Just save me.
But you know, we've talked about this to death. I am pissed off about Tom Welling's whole attitude towards the Superman thing. Yeah. That is one of my pet peeves about that whole series. But generally, it got silly at times, especially as it got further through. You know, it had, you know, like season 1, 2, maybe 3, and then the final season I didn't mind so much. I liked seeing that change when he was just becoming more, instead of he was becoming more Superman than fucking, oh, what was it when he was the dark character, like wearing the dark. But anyway, yeah, I love Smallville, but at the same time, I think Tom Welling's whole attitude kind of put me off in a way.
Yeah.
I loved Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor. I know we've talked about that before, but he was amazing. And as we said, I could totally imagine him growing up to be Gene Hackman's version from the movies.
Definitely.
What I loved about that series as well is the fact that it used cameos from everybody that had been involved in previous Supermans. You had your Dean Cain, you had Terry Hatcher as Lois's mum, you had Christopher Reeve, you had people out of the previous series. You had
Margaret Kidder.
Yeah, you had Margaret Kidder. You had, I can't remember her name, the one who played Supergirl. You had all these different people from the previous.
Even Annette O'Toole was in one of the Supermans.
Yeah, I love the fact that they used people from the fandom, from the franchises, to kind of cater to the fans. I thought it was a great homage to the fans, you know, to show, and to the series itself.
Well.
But yeah, I loved the idea. I thought it was an excellent idea to show the beginnings. I loved the people. I can't remember the ones that played Martha and his dad, the
Oh,
Kents. Um,
what's his name?
I can't think off the top of my head. It's bugging me. Um,
Jonathan.
yeah, Jonathan, that was it. But the guy, I couldn't think of the actors. But I
His
love
name's
that.
John
There was so
something.
much. I just hated fucking Lana.
Yeah, Lana.
Oh, she got on my
What
tits.
annoyed me was when they brought Lois Lane in it early.
It's weird for me now seeing Erica Durance in other stuff like Saving Hope. It's just like Lois Lane.
I admit, I did like her as Lois Lane, though.
I did like her as Lois Lane. They could have
I thought
really
they
botched
brought
up
her
that
in too
character.
early. I felt like they should have brought her in about season 6.
Yeah. I thought she came in too early, but at the same time, I really enjoyed her. They could have botched up that character, and I like the fact that she was related to what's her face, the blonde one, the blonde girl.
Oh, Alison Mack playing Chloe
Yeah,
Sutherland.
that's it, Chloe. Yeah, yeah. I like the fact that they had that connection kind of thing because it felt like he was always destined to be with her kind of thing.
Chloe
'Cause-
Sutherland was my favourite character.
yeah,
And she was a made-up character. She never existed.
I know, but you know what? I like the way she started. Then she got a little weird somewhere in the middle, and then I liked. You know what? When she was running the whole watchtower thing, that just seemed to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit. That was the only thing that kind of got me with her character because all of a sudden she had these mad computer skills and everything, and I
Yeah.
didn't know where it had come from or where she got the resources to make this place and stuff. So I haven't watched. I did miss a couple of seasons in the middle, and I've got the box set, so I plan on going back from
What
the
about
beginning.
what
But
about Green Arrow?
yeah, he was. Um, I'm kind of sad that they didn't continue with him because I loved him as Oliver Queen. Um, but I can't. It's difficult for now because I really enjoy Stephen Amell's
I'll be
Green
honest
Arrow.
though, I do think Stephen Amell is a lot more manly,
Oh yeah, he's a lot.
and his body is a lot better.
Yeah,
Right? I
yeah.
mean, if with Stephen Amell, you feel like he could kill you and destroy you.
Oh god, yeah, yeah,
With the other guy, I can't remember his name right now.
yeah. I can't remember. Yeah,
He just didn't seem. He seemed like a real skinny guy, but he could just grab up and go.
he was this real weedy guy that, like you say, was this real pushover, and he was so. Go, oh yeah, I'm the Arrow, and he like pronounce, advertise it and stuff, and it would be like, but like you say, it does help that Stephen Amell is definitely a lot yummier and manlier, and
I mean, if Stephen Amell had been in
Sorry.
Smallville, if Stephen Amell had been in Smallville, him and the Clark would have both looked like they were two big fellas. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah, exactly.
and topless, they would have both looked like they actually belonged in the same place.
The problem is in a way they had to make sure that Superman was more manly than Green Arrow. And as a result, they made Green Arrow look quite weedy. And the problem is as well is he didn't have the whole goatee beard and everything. So I didn't feel, just because he was blonde, I didn't necessarily feel like it made him the true Arrow kind of thing.
That's the problem. As Arrow gets older, he ends up with more of a beard and this kind of goatee down there.
Yeah,
Because he's become more distinguished as Arrow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, I prefer Arrow now.
Yes.
I prefer Stephen Amell because he looks like he's been troubled from being on the island. He
Yeah.
looks like he's got a lot of secrets.
Yeah.
As with the one in Smallville, he just looked like a bit of a playboy, like doing the odd heroin on the night.
Yeah. Well, he didn't look tortured, or he didn't look like he'd gone through a load of stuff on that island.
They talk about it either, I don't think.
No, I don't even remember them mentioning it. It's just...
But yeah, let's get a news show up.
But I recommend it for anybody who hasn't seen it.
I do too. I highly recommend it. I used to be a religious fanatic when it comes to watching that.
Yeah.
I had to watch it every single time. When the series came out, I bought it on release day.
It would get shown on E4, and I had it, blocked, so it would always record, kind of thing.
70s Spider-Man.
Again, that's one I don't necessarily have much experience with. It used to get shown in reruns in the 80s when I was growing up, but I don't remember much about it.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I think that's the best Spider-Man ever. I think it beats Tobey Maguire's.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
people
it was
go,
a good
why?
cartoon. From what I remember, I really enjoyed it. It was a great cartoon, but
No, it's not a cartoon. It's that's the '60s one. This is live action.
oh, sorry, I thought that was I
That's all
thought that
right.
was
It's
70s
easy
as
to get
well.
mistakes. It's easy to get mistakes of these when there's so many.
It's because I remembered the animated series. Sorry,
Yeah.
no, I don't remember. I don't think I remember the.
A lot of people say to me, Mel, why do you like the '70s Spider-Man? Why do you like it when the guy looks like he's got serious, like Spider-Man's got serious conditions because his eyes are like, on the mask?
Oh, yeah,
And I'm like, because it's pure. There was no CGI.
yeah. It's all
You know,
practical effects.
and even though it looks stupid sometimes, our Spider-Man looks and how he acts, like we goes, I absolutely love it. It's just so beautiful. They're on YouTube. They're
No,
excellent, right?
oh,
It's
are they?
just awesome.
Yeah.
I had to get pirated copies because it hasn't officially been released.
Ah, right. Yeah,
There's two movies that came out on VHS ages ago, and they're all in that set, and it's just ridiculous. But I love it. I think it's just I'm saying so cheesy and so ridiculous.
yeah.
Okay, let's have a look. The Wire.
Ah, I'm gonna get so bashed for this one. I haven't watched The Wire. I know it's a big, big thing, and I completely intend on watching it on Netflix. But it's not one of those things that I've ever had chance to sit down and watch.
Okay.
I
But
know it's a really well received, and I know that there was that joke on the Honest Trailer of Breaking Bad. They was like, oh, for the show, it's the new The Wire, kind of thing. So,
well, just to let you know, you might as well wait another few months because then it's coming out in HD. So there'll probably be HD on there then.
oh, is it? Is it worth picking
Yeah.
up? Yeah.
So if you wait a few more months, you'll probably be able to watch it in HD.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Because
But is
HD.
it good? Do you like it? Because I know
Yeah,
it is one of the ones.
I've got every season.
Yeah.
I've only watched the first season because of how long it takes to watch them.
Right. Yeah.
But I remember the first season had me completely hooked. It's a great series. I've heard bad things about series 5.
Yeah. Oh,
But
really?
why? I won't get into it because, spoilers and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's get one. I Dream of Jeannie.
I love I Dream of Jeannie. And oh my god, Larry Hagman. Isn't that scary to think J.R. Ewing was in I
That
Dream
is crazy.
of He was actually a lot better looking, it's amazing
Oh,
to think that but no, I loved I Dream of the thing is you have I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched,
yes.
and it's very easy to I love both of them,
Yeah.
but it's very kind of easy to get yourself muddled up with them. You know
Yes.
that they're two very different shows and stuff, but their theme tunes are similar, and it's they've got that same kind of charm, and I really want to get I Dream of Jeannie on DVD.
Well, I will say this. I love I Dream of Jeannie a lot more than Bewitched.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of both, like you said you are.
yeah,
But I Dream of Jeannie always felt better to me. I guess it's because I enjoy watching a woman walk around like she was some sort of belly dancer,
yeah,
instead of watching someone dressed in normal clothes as a witch. But I did like Dick York in Bewitched.
yeah, and
So
Bewitched,
I
yeah,
do like him because Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched technically are the same show, just with a different
yeah,
premise.
yeah.
And I do love them, but I do prefer I Dream of Jeannie. I always have and always will. And I've got
I
the
think
complete
there's
collection.
something about that whole slave thing, the way she was like his slave sometimes. I mean, obviously, stuff grew between them, but it was something at the beginning that was a bit creepy to me as a child.
Yeah,
About
this is
this whole, yeah,
that whole, women have to be our servants.
controlled and have a man that they serve and stuff.
Yeah.
It was where she was like, "Yes, master," and all that stuff. It was like, okay.
All right, I've got one for you. All right.
God.
Uh, Angel.
Angel. You know what? Sometimes it got silly at the end, but I always think that Angel, in a way, was better than Buffy,
Yeah.
and I don't mean that because I think because it was the more adult version of Buffy. I'm getting really bad feedback. I might have to. But it was the more adult version, and it was so much darker, and it still had its moments, and it still was Whedon. It was something very Whedonish about it, but I just loved it. Angel was a lot better looking than he was in Buffy because he wasn't on that scrawny little thing. And David Boreanaz had kind of grown into that character. And it was nice to see Cordelia be something other than the bless you, and the school teen and stuff like that. And I liked Doyle, and I was really sad when he left in the first season, but I did enjoy having Wesley come along, and Fred was an awesome character.
Okay, well, about Gunn. You didn't like Gunn?
Oh no, Gunn was amazing. I loved Gunn. I loved his story arc, that he went from this, on the streets to starting to respect, the rest of the team, and especially as somebody whose sister was killed by a vampire, the fact that he always said he didn't trust Angel, but he was totally going to stand up for him, kind of thing.
Well, I liked it near the end where you could tell they weren't just a team, they were a family.
They were a family, yeah.
And exactly. Gunn would have done anything to protect Angel, and so would Wesley in that.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I also I like the dark aspect. I like how when you watch the show, it becomes a kind of freak of the week thing, like every show, Yeah. And when Doyle left, I was so happy when Wesley was in it, because Wesley was my favourite character.
Yeah.
In Buffy. Why? Because he was such a poncy English person. It was just like, I love this guy because he's so like, oh, hello there. Yeah. You need to sort yourself out, Buffy. Well, yeah.
I got to speak with Alexis Delasoff about this, because I was saying about how, as the series went further and his character got darker, his voice was less, oh yes, oh yeah, and it was a lot more rougher kind of thing, yeah. and I wasn't sure if that was just him like struggling to keep that voice up or what, because of course he's American in real life. But he was saying it was a purposeful thing, that as this character got darker, it was like his voice got rougher as a result. And I think as well, because of what happened, it didn't get talked about, but I think because of what happened to his throat and stuff like that, like getting slit and that. And my God, I mean, like I say, I showed my mate Jane Angel after, because we were watching Buffy, and I showed her Angel as well. And we watched it in the way it was supposed to be watched, where you're watching when Angel starts and you're watching one episode of each. And you watch some of the stuff in Angel and you're like, wow, I can't believe they got away with this, especially for a series that was based off a very teen-friendly show. There's so much very dark stuff in Angel, and it just cracks me up as well. A show set in LA, it's a lot. Most of it is shot at night, except for like the last season kind of thing.
I liked. To me, one of the favourite things that happened in the show was Wesley getting more and more evil.
Yeah, especially
his obsession with Fred.
Yeah,
was a very, very creepy thing, especially when he was having sex with the one from Wolfram and Hart and getting her dressed up like her. That was
oh God, yeah. And even when Gunn was with Fred, and he was still like, oh, I've missed out on her and all that stuff. It was like just.
But it just shows you, though, that the show, I mean, to me, I always say the first 2 seasons were the best 2.
Yeah.
And also after that,
I joined it, but at the same time, it got a bit silly at the Wolfram and Hart.
I hated, like I said before, I hated the Hunter, hated Connor, hated the Beast, hated Jasmine, hated the whole working the Wolfram and Hart thing. It just, none of it made sense. It felt like they were trying to get going. And then people going about that bloody ending, and I go, look at the comics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like
people always go, oh, that ending's terrible. What happened? What do you think happened? Well, get the comic.
Read the comics, and you'll know what goes on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So but if you put that and Buffy together, they're all right.
Yeah. But
Mm.
I love Angel. I think it stands on its own. I mean, yeah, it helps to see the backstory of the characters and that from Buffy, but I think it stands very well on its own. You don't have to have watched one to get what happens in Angel, kind of thing.
Oh, we've got a couple more comments.
Oh yeah.
Yuzi 1973. Hi Yuzi. He says, I hope you are both doing well or keeping well.
No.
Well,
Thank you very
I'm
much. Hope you're
seriously
keeping well
ill.
too.
I'm seriously ill. I could end up with pneumonia and die in a few days. So hopefully I
I'm in
won't.
agony where we've got stuff in my living room has been moved around, so I'm in agony with my back and that, and the cold weather as well is making my bad joints hurt. But
Or Yuzi. Everybody else asked. We're
yeah,
fine.
no, we're just like, yeah,
He
great.
comes in. He asks. We give him the most miserable possibility.
I can't stand it. No, thank you. Hope you're
Thank
keeping
you.
well
Thanks
too.
for asking.
Yeah.
And Last Avenger asks, which company make the best superhero films? Marvel or DC? That's a
Oh,
good question.
that's a good one. Marvel.
You think Marvel?
Well, look, Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got the. You know what? I've said I said this in a way about the TV shows. Um, like like Arrow and Flash. I know they're DC, but Flash particularly feels more Marvelish.
Yeah.
But Arrow and well, actually, Gotham, Arrow, and Flash all start with this whole "I'm this, I should have been," this, that, and that. They start with the same intros, and they feel very samey. And especially the DC movies, as I said, particularly with now Man of Steel being Christopher, very, basically copying the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Yeah.
I found them to be very samey. Whereas I feel like stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, they have the same feel, but they do feel like completely different characters, kind of thing. Even X-Men and that, is very,
I'm trying to
it's a
think.
tough one.
This is a tough question. I could easily say Marvel, or I could easily say DC.
Yeah.
Since
I
I
think they
like
both have
both
their
so
own
much,
qualities. That's the
I
problem.
would not go with Guardians of the Galaxy at all. Not because I think it's bad, but because it's recent.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
I would go over. I'd go from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Just to be fair.
Yeah.
To go with Guardians of the Galaxy is an easy winner because it's the most recent and it's a big win and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I respect your opinion, but I'm just saying how I'd do it.
Oh yeah.
I would probably go because see, I don't count the TV shows.
Right. No. Oh no, I was just saying as an example that a lot of it can be very samey.
Totally. I would, if I was going to go by TV shows, I'd obviously say DC because at the moment the TV shows are amazing.
Yeah.
And they're basically running them on practically now anyway.
I think the only Marvel one is Marvel of Shield, Agents of Shield, isn't it?
Exactly.
I don't know any
and
other
that
Marvel.
to me isn't that great.
Yeah.
But Marvel seems to have all my favourite characters.
Yeah.
Batman, Superman. To me, there hasn't been a great Superman movie in years.
No.
Batman, I liked Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins, but other than that, I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
What else come out from DC recently? Nothing really. It's just started, isn't it?
Well, that's what I was going to say because it's easy to say, like you say 5 years ago, and even if you look 5 years ago, what we'd had the Spider-Man trilogy, we'd had X-Men, even the last one was rubbish, but we've Fantastic Four. We've had a lot more variety on Marvel side as opposed to DC. All DC have done is Batman, Superman, and that shit Daredevil movie.
Well, if I wanted to go by bad, I'd go by Captain America 2 as being horrendous.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or 2 being horrendous.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was disappointing.
Yeah, oh god, that was awful. It cracks me up that they did not learn. Everybody bitches about how Spider-Man 3 tried to do too much with too many characters.
Yeah.
And they made the second Amazing Spider-Man with too many characters and too many.
So I'd probably go with Marvel because they've got the most movies there at the minute of recent.
Yeah.
If I went back 20 years, I'd probably say DC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was a lot better DC stuff out 20 years ago. If you
Yeah.
ask me again in 10 years after DC released all their stuff, I
Yeah.
can give you a more better answer. But at the moment, it would be Marvel. 20 years ago, it would be DC.
Yeah.
I hope that answers the question.
Yeah. What would be your choice, Last Avenger?
Yeah, what would be your choice?
Yeah.
It's such a great question. We need to know.
Yeah.
What'd be great is if you said Horse Comics.
Yeah.
Dark Horse.
IDW.
That'd be great, actually, if someone said that. Let's have a look. One more, and then I think we'll finish for the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make this one a good one. I'm going down my list. Going down my list. Oh, anyway, we'll start. Oh, going down fast. So, look, boom. How are you? No, I didn't want that one. Okay. Oh, we did that one. First finger one. Okay, we did that one as well. Hannibal. Have you seen Hannibal?
Okay, no. Yes and no. I watched a couple of episodes and it bored the shit out of me. I tried. Hannibal is one of those things, much like the second Silence of the Lamb movie, Hannibal. I just found really, really tediously boring. And I tried getting back to it when I heard Gillian Anderson was in it, and that was just even weirder. I didn't get into it at all, and everybody's raving about it. You know, it's like the new Sherlock for some people. But I just didn't get into it at all.
Hannibal. I bought Hannibal, and I absolutely loved the show.
I really struggle when I see Lawrence Fishburne and stuff now, especially because he was in CSI.
He's not the greatest actor. As he's got older, he's got quite bad, actually.
I'm just seeing him as the same old person.
Hannibal was slow to get going.
Yeah.
Really slow. The point of Hannibal that I found in the first season was you don't get enough of Hannibal.
Right. Yeah.
It's more of Hugh Darcy and Lawrence Fishburne investigations.
Yeah.
And like a few minutes of bloody Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal.
Yeah.
Later on, he's in it a lot more.
Yeah.
And it adds a lot more to it. But I did find it very disappointing when I found out, because I was like, why isn't he in it? What's happening?
I think that could be the investigations I found very strange. And like I say, I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes at the start. Because everybody was raving about it, and I was just like,
Well, apparently they've written up 8 seasons worth. So
Really?
And apparently some of them are going to be based on parts of movies as well.
Oh, all right.
That should be interesting, but I haven't got faith in that at the minute. I just enjoy watching it, you know?
Yeah.
I like dark detective shows and stuff anyway, so things like that interest me.
I think, you know what, it didn't help, like I say, Lawrence Fishburne was just this same old character, and I was just like, and because, like you say, Hannibal wasn't really in it, and I was just like, it's just like CSI blur.
This is true. But no, who's in it? Is it Ted Danson who's in CSI now?
Ted Danson, yeah.
No, Danson, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No. I miss the Grissom days. I also don't like the whole thing with bloody Sarah breaking up with Grissom and all that stuff. But I know a lot of people didn't like the whole Grissom Sarah relationship in the first place. So
I don't know why, but something really weird's happened to my computer.
What's it trying to do?
Well, the time's missing, and all my icons have gone green.
Oh.
Oh well. So let's have one more. One more. And then
Yeah.
Okay. The Blacklist.
I not watched it. My mate Donna raves about it. She loves it to bits.
Well, I own it and I haven't watched it, so I guess we're both. So I guess that's where we end. I've not seen it. Very anticlimactic, guys, but you know.
That was a bit of a. You're going to try for one more. Go on, try for one more.
One more? Okay. Let's get one that I think you won't have seen. Okay. Homeland.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
No.
Again,
Okay,
that's what I want to check out on Netflix.
okay, one more. Bates Motel.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, no.
I know you said it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I'll talk about it then quickly.
Yeah, go.
Bates Motel is obviously based on Psycho, and it's based on Norman Bates, but it's him as a young teenager.
Right.
And he goes around basically being all weird.
Yeah.
And his mum's with him, like she gets in bed with him and hugs him and stuff. And there's a lot of controversy over it at the minute.
Right.
Because people are like, we don't want to see this before 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll get over it. You know what I mean? It's not like if she was going under the cover and, giving him a what do you call it.
Yeah, if you could see
I
what
don't
she was
understand.
doing.
But how many people when they were younger? I know when I was younger, I used to kind of be with my mum and she used to hug me when I was younger, maybe not at his age.
No.
But, that happened when I was a kid. My mum would hug me,
Yeah.
perfectly normal.
Yeah.
But people are very outraged about it. It's a great show, and to me, it's a great homage to the movies.
Yeah.
Now,
the guy who plays Norman looks a bit creepy. So.
Yeah, and he does the job really well. And the police officer in the show reminds me of Anthony Perkins.
Oh, really?
He looks just like him in my view, like a version of what he looked like now, but not older, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a fairly decent show, and I highly recommend it.
All right. Oh, cool. It's shown on one of those channels here that's, like not one of the obvious channels. It's like one of those things you have to go flicking through the whole bloody skybox to find. So.
Just having a quick look for comments. Okay, I think that's the last of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to say anything before we go?
I think we've had a lot of good questions tonight, and really, really grateful for everybody that's watched. Hope they'll come again next time, and happy first month's anniversary for this chat, because it's amazing how time has quickly gone by.
It is, isn't it amazing how time just flies by, and who's already been at 5 already?
Not exactly.
But like only yesterday we had number 1.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you so much for having me.
I'd like to. What's that?
I said thank you so much for having me.
Oh, right. Anytime, love. Anytime. No, seriously, though. Thanks for being there.
Yeah.
Without you, this won't be what it is. So thank you.
Cool.
What was I going to say? Okay. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for all the support with the chat, and thank you for asking all the questions. I love getting questions, and we love answering them, because by getting questions, we can communicate with you. And that's the best part about doing a chat, is talking to people and finding out their opinions and answering what they might be interested in. Like, for instance, what's better, DC or Marvel? This is great questions, because that way we all get to learn more about each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So, thanks for watching. And before I go, if you haven't already, please subscribe to me and please subscribe to Tash. The link is down below. As always, click on it and just subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you again next Monday for our Christmas
special.
And I'm going to promise you right now, guys, there's going to be some singing. All right?
Yeah.
I'm going to sing some Christmas songs. So I look forward to that. And if my voice is bad, it's going to sound even worse. Or it might sound better. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you again next Monday.
Take care, everybody. See you next week.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.